Can you name something that women are wasting their time on?
Those vibrating belts people are buying. Oh my god.
So అమ్మాయిలు వస్తే they talk to us about Zumba classes, spin classes. It is given. Okay, అమ్మాయిలంటే ఇదే చేయాలి, అబ్బాయిలంటే ఇది చేయాలి. వెయిట్స్ లిఫ్ట్ చేస్తే నాకు బల్కీ అయిపోతాను. I don't want to be a body builder.
Just weightlifting paina we can't talk about bulking because weightlifting చేసిన తర్వాత what food are you eating? That depends a lot.
Well-being for women. What are your top favorite to the least favorite forms of exercises?
Lower body is very important. It takes years to build muscle in your lower part of the body, even for men. And the spine, when your muscles build and then become strong, it'll push you back and then gives you that nice posture.
3 minutes కొన్నిసార్లు I'm going through something అనుకోండి. For beginners or for people who are extremely restless, agitated, how do they start?
Breath work. The moment you start deep breathing, immediately you can see everything change. The chemistry in your body changes and then suddenly the mood is enhanced. In fact, you are asking me this question at the time where you have a solution. He's made it so simple. It's just 7 minutes of meditation every day and it can do wonders to you.
And మనము ఎప్పుడైతే మనం మెంటల్ వెల్బీయింగ్ పైన ఫోకస్ పెడతామో ఐ థింక్ ఎవ్రీ ఆస్పెక్ట్ ఆఫ్ లైఫ్ automatically improves.
There is a rise in suicidal rates among teenagers. Teenager ante enta lively guntaru usually. They are like aadukune vayasu, paadukune vayasu.
I was able to 1/4 of my cupboard with that theory I could discard.
Yeah, trust me.
Sometimes it just
when you do that, you feel like some baggage is lifted off your shoulders.
Nijanga. Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode on Yours Holistically. Some people talk about wellness and then there are those who live it. Our guest today, Shilpa Reddy, is the perfect example of what holistic well-being looks like in action. She's a fashion icon who blends beauty with strength, elegance and discipline. Whether it's clean eating, fitness, sustainability or spiritual practices like sadhana, she truly embodies every pillar of holistic living. Which is why she's the perfect fit for Yours Holistically and I'm so excited to have her here today with me. Hello Shilpa Reddy garu, welcome to Yours Holistically.
Thank you Priyanka.
And before we start, I'll tell you, you're the perfect example to Yours Holistically. Because you truly embody what holistic well-being means.
Okay.
You nurture your physical, mental and emotional well-being is what I
spiritually missed out.
Spiritually. Or now spiritual angle also has been added in the past few years, which we will touch upon. So that is holistic well-being and you are the true fit for this episode and I'm thank you you're here. Adokati rendodi strength training, weight lifting, ఉమెన్ బల్క్ అయిపోతారు స్ట్రెంగ్త్ ట్రైనింగ్ చేస్తే ఇవన్నీను ఇప్పుడు ఇన్స్టాగ్రామ్ వల్ల కానీ అవేర్నెస్ వల్ల కానీ స్ట్రెంగ్త్ ట్రైనింగ్ గురించి జనాలు వింటున్నారు. బట్ ఫ్రమ్ ద టైమ్ ఐ నో అబౌట్ స్ట్రెంగ్త్ ట్రైనింగ్ ఫస్ట్ పర్సన్ ఐ హర్డ్ వాస్ ఫ్రమ్ యూ.
Really?
ఇప్పుడు కూడా గుర్తులేదు.
22 years.
ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ. ఇన్స్టాగ్రామ్కి ముందు అంతా కూడాను విమెన్ వెయిట్ లిఫ్ట్ చేయాలి, ఇట్ ఈస్ గుడ్, యూ విల్ నాట్ గెట్ బల్ట్ అప్, ఇదంతాను మీ ద్వారా ఫస్ట్ మేము విన్నాము. Okay. So you truly embody what holistic wellness means, right? But and ival episode lo we will be talking everything about well-being. So there will be segment where we talk about fitness like workouts and then we talk about diet, we talk about spirituality and how that helps in overall well-being. So itlaga different segments lo manam divide chesi maatladdamu. But first we would start off with ivala meeru ila unnaru ante not just how you look but how you feel, the strength, the fitness, the health that you have today. ఇది నిన్న ప్రాక్టీసెస్ ఆర్ 1 week ప్రాక్టీసెస్ వల్ల వచ్చిన రిజల్ట్ అయితే కాదు.
Definitely right?
Not. It is years of consistent work on yourself, discipline, commitment, constantly learning and unlearning and constantly reinventing yourself నుంచి వచ్చిన రిజల్ట్ ఇది.
Right.
So before I ask you about your current routines or what is helping you, let us take a few steps or few years back.
Okay.
మీ ఫస్ట్ టేస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఫిట్నెస్ ఎప్పుడు మొదలైంది, అసలు మీకు ఫిట్నెస్కి ఎలాగా ఇంట్రడ్యూస్ అయ్యారు వెరీ బ్రీఫ్లీ, అండ్ మీ 20s మీరు చేసిన ప్రాక్టీసెస్ 30s మీరు చేసిన ప్రాక్టీసెస్ ఎలా మీకు ఇప్పుడు హెల్ప్ అయ్యాయి.
ఓకే.
సో వీల్ గెట్ ఫ్రమ్ దట్ బికాస్ పీపుల్ హూ ఆర్ వ్యూయింగ్ అండ్ వాచింగ్ దిస్ కేవలం 40s or 50s ఉండే విమెన్ కాదు. యూ హ్యావ్ అ లాట్ ఆఫ్ యంగ్ పీపుల్ హూ లుక్ అప్ టు యూ ఫర్ ఫిట్నెస్ ఇన్స్పిరేషన్.
Okay, I hope so.
No, I'm telling you, there are a lot of people who look up to you. So వాళ్ళు teensలో ఉండుండొచ్చు, 20స్లో ఉండుండొచ్చు, and a well experienced patient is better than a new doctor అన్నట్లు. When you've been practicing something for many years, you will know a lot more about it.
That awareness అనేది వస్తుంది మనకి.
కరెక్ట్. సో టీన్స్లో చూస్తున్నా సరే, 20 years old చూస్తున్నా సరే, నేను టుడే వాట్ ఈస్ సంథింగ్ దట్ ఐ షుడ్ స్టార్ట్ ఫర్ మై వెల్ బీయింగ్, ఫర్ మై ఫ్యూచర్.
సో ఫిట్నెస్ అనేది మీరు అన్నట్టు ఇట్ హ్యాస్ టు స్టార్ట్ ఎట్ ద ఎర్లియస్ట్, బికాజ్ మీ బాడీ రెస్పాన్స్ అనేది కూడా ఇట్ విల్ బీ సో మచ్ బెటర్ వెన్ యూ స్టార్ట్ ఎర్లీ. సో బట్ యూ కెన్ డ్రాగ్ అలాంగ్, అంటే మీ టీన్స్ 20s 25 వరకు ఫిట్నెస్ లేకున్నా కూడా యూ కెన్ లుక్ బ్యూటిఫుల్. Just with few dietary changes, you can look fabulous. But once you start hitting 30s, then you know the aging process speeds up.
Yeah.
So, first nundi cheste ganaka, I would say you should start as early as like when you're 14, 15. It should become a lifestyle, like how you brush your teeth, even if it's not for 1 hour, like half an hour and sare. Physical fitness and physical activities are very important. What it does is, over the years, our muscle memory anedi, it deepens. And before you want to become a mother, it helps you to bounce back after pregnancy. For women aithe ganaka, then it slows down aging in a big way. So the energy that you have in your 20s, you can feel it in your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and even 70s. It is all about your investing your time to live a full-fledged life wherein you can enjoy a bigger slice of life. And having said that, even if you fall sick, someone who doesn't have physical fitness might take 5 days to recover. For someone like me, 1 day, if you just rest yourself, your second day you're back to your, activity. So in every which way, whether it comes to your hair, skin, digestion, metabolism, looking good, anti-aging, recovery, not falling ill as often, recovering from illness, the list goes on. So the sooner the better, and start off with just half an hour. మీరు జిమ్కి వెళ్ళి ట్రైనింగ్ చేస్తేనే ఫిట్నెస్ కాదు. వెన్ యూర్ యంగ్, స్టార్ట్ ఆఫ్ విత్ సమ్ స్పోర్ట్ యాక్టివిటీ, ఆర్ విత్ యువర్ ఓన్ బాడీ వెయిట్ యూ కెన్ స్టార్ట్ ట్రైనింగ్. మనకి you don't want to spend so much on gym equipment or membership fees, but what you can do is, with your own body weight, if you train, there are less chances of injury. So one more thing I want to tell you about strength training is great, but a wrong trainer can ruin it for you. మీరు మంచి చేయాలనుకొని యూ కెన్ ఎండ్ అప్ ఇంజూరింగ్ యువర్ సెల్ఫ్, బికాస్ స్ట్రెంగ్త్ ట్రైనింగ్లో కూడా దేర్ ఇస్ అ ఫార్మాట్, లైక్ ఆఫ్టర్ యూ డూ దిస్, యూ డూ దిస్, యూ డూ దిస్, యూ డూ దిస్. ఇఫ్ యూ డూ దిస్ అండ్ యూ డూ దిస్, దేర్ ఇస్ అ ఛాన్సెస్ ఆఫ్ ఇంజురీ. సో పర్ఫెక్ట్ అండ్ గుడ్ ట్రైనర్ ఇస్ అ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్ థింగ్. దిస్ మైట్ సౌండ్ టూ క్రిటికల్ నేనంటే కనుక, కానీ మన హైదరాబాద్లో 80% of the trainers are very wrongly informed about what strength training is. అండ్ చాలామంది నా ఫ్రెండ్సే కూడా జిమ్ వెళ్ళి స్పైనల్ కార్డ్ ఇంజురీస్ అవ్వడం, స్లిప్ డిస్క్ అవ్వడం, షోల్డర్ ఇంజూర్ అవ్వడం, అలాంటివి చాలా విన్నాను. సో మీరు ట్రైనర్ని ఫస్ట్ హైర్ చేసుకునే ముందర యూ హ్యావ్ టు స్టార్ట్ లెర్నింగ్ అ లిటిల్ మోర్ అబౌట్ ఇట్. సింపుల్, యూ డోంట్ హ్యావ్ టు ఎయిమ్ ఫర్ లైక్ అ ప్రో లాగా అయ్యే అవసరం లేదు ఇమీడియట్గా. స్మాల్ స్టెప్స్, get better at it, add another step, get better at it, add another step, learn in the process. మీరు వెళ్ళేసి ట్రైనర్కి మొత్తం మీ బాడీని అప్పచెప్పకుండా మీ అవగాహన కూడా ఉండాలి. మీరు కూడా దాని గురించి కాన్స్టెంట్గా నేర్చుకోవడం, చదవడం, ఫ్రమ్ అథెంటిక్ వెబ్సైట్స్, ఫ్రమ్ అథెంటిక్ బుక్స్ చదివితే తప్ప యూ కాంట్ గివ్ యువర్ బాడీ ఇన్ టు సంబడి ఎల్సెస్ హ్యాండ్స్, ఈవెన్ ద డాక్టర్. సో వాట్ హ్యాపెన్స్, ఆ అవేర్నెస్ అనేది మనం పెంచుకున్నప్పుడు, when something is slightly wrong, you know when to stop.
Right.
They'll be saying push, 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 but you have to have that understanding of your body to say no, something is feeling wrong, I will stop. So for that you have to educate yourself, you have to read about it, you have to have a genuine interest in wanting to become a fit person.
అది 100% రైట్. ఎందుకంటే మన బాడీని మనకంటే బాగా ఎవ్వరికీ తెలియదు. ఈవెన్ ఇఫ్ ఇవాళ కూడా ఐ బీన్ వర్కింగ్ అవుట్ విత్ వన్ ట్రైనర్ ఫర్ ద పాస్ట్ 7 years. సో that understanding is there, but aina there are sometimes when he says, okay, can you do one more rep, I say no, I don't think na body ivala koncham tired ayi unnanu, I don't think I can do this.
True.
So being in tune with your body is very, very
Absolutely.
important,
especially women. Priyanka, sorry to stop you
no,
here.
please.
Especially women, because women has a different hormonal
Yeah.
fluctuation throughout the month. A men can probably do the same bicep numbers today and 20 days after, or 28th day of the month, or but for us,
Yes.
before our menstrual cycle, right after menstrual cycle, from the 18th day on, the hormonal balance is so different. The strength varies, the endurance varies, the recovery varies. So you have to be a better judge of how you're feeling within yourself and read a little bit about it. సో మన విమెన్ అయినప్పటికీ చాలా మందికి ఎందుకు ఈరోజు నాకు ఇలా ఫీల్ అవుతుంది తెలీదు. ఇఫ్ యూ హ్యావ్ ద ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్, ద పవర్ ఆఫ్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ విత్ ఇన్ యూ కెన్ మేక్ బెటర్ చాయిసెస్ ఫర్ యువర్ సెల్ఫ్. అండ్ అ మేల్ ట్రైనర్ మైట్ నాట్ నో దట్. So it is very important to learn and keep upgrading yourself, especially women.
And a male trainer kuda, he should read more about how the cycle affects the strength in a woman and when to push, when not to push.
Absolutely.
మీరు అన్న డాక్టర్ దగ్గర కూడా సేమ్ థింగ్. ఒక డాక్టర్ దగ్గరికి వెళ్ళి మొత్తం యూ కాంట్ రిలై ఓన్లీ ఆన్ వాట్ డాక్టర్ ఇస్ సేయింగ్, బికాస్ ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ నాకు ఐఎమ్ డర్మటాలజిస్ట్, నా దగ్గర అలర్జీస్కి ఆర్ యాక్నే గురించి వస్తుంటారు. వెన్ ఐ సే యూ హ్యావ్ టు ట్యూన్ ఇన్ టు యువర్ బాడీ, బికాస్ మీరు ఏ ఫుడ్ తిన్నప్పుడు మీ యాక్నే ట్రిగర్ అవుతుంది, మీరు ఏ ట్రావెల్ చేసినప్పుడు ఎటువంటి వెదర్ కండిషన్స్లో మీ యాక్నే ట్రిగర్ అవుతుంది. ఐఎమ్ ద డాక్టర్, ఐఎమ్ ట్రీటింగ్ థౌజండ్స్ ఆఫ్ పీపుల్, బట్ యు ఆర్ ద ఓన్లీ పర్సన్ హూ ఇస్ లివింగ్ విత్ యూ. సో వెన్ ఇట్ కమ్స్ టు టేకింగ్ కేర్ ఆఫ్ యువర్ బాడీ ఇన్సైడ్ అండ్ అవుట్, యూ షుడ్ బీ ఇన్ ట్యూన్ విత్ ఇట్ is 100% right. But how do we get there? If suppose I'm a beginner ankondi, so ival episode I'm going to be drilling you on making
I'll share
things
my own
easy.
experience.
Ante you will be able to share your own experience. బట్ ఇప్పుడు చూసే వాళ్ళకి ఓకే ఇది చెప్పారు ట్యూన్ ఇన్ టు యువర్ బాడీ అంటున్నారు బాగానే ఉంది, బట్ హౌ, లైక్ ఈస్ దేర్ ఎనీ బుక్, are there any books that you personally recommend, or any websites, or anything that people can understand on how to work themselves is very important?
I say it is a journey, Priyanka, because not one content is perfect or one book is the perfect one. So now experience how I started is I married young. I mean, in that generation it is not young, but now they might feel it's young. I got married when I was 22. And my husband was already into fitness, and he lived in he went to school in Florida. సో నేను నా పెళ్ళైన తర్వాత ఆల్మోస్ట్ ఫర్ 7 years ఐ ట్రావెల్ విత్ హిమ్. అప్పటికి కొన్ని బిజినెసెస్ ఉండినాయి తనకి అక్కడ. సో బిఫోర్ హీ వౌండ్ అప్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్, ఐ యూస్ టు ట్రావెల్ విత్ హిమ్ అ లాట్ టు ఫ్లోరిడా. Almost 4 times a year I would be in Miami for almost 20-25 days, like 3 weeks, 4 weeks. So all I did was, akkada Miami was the capital city of great bodies and fitness appatlo ippudu kuda, but 20 years back it was like if you want to see fit people you go to Miami Beach. Right? So when I went for 7 years seeing that, and it was such an inspiring visuals. And whenever I was there for almost like 3 weeks, all I did was picked up all these health magazines, women health, women fitness. They have like so much choice to read. And they're all experts talking from UK, US. So I read book after book after book after book, and I went and trained with the trainers there in the gyms. So it was not one day. I did my mistakes also. I didn't get injured or something, but I was doing a wrong sequence or something. So I learned it on the go. So manaki first interest, willingness. It is first the willingness, not pay the money, hire a trainer, pay a nutritionist, hire a nutritionist, and then just completely close your mind towards it. I personally feel, since you're working on your body, your own input, your own understanding is a must, and it is a journey. One day lo నేర్చుకునేది కాదు. And what I know in 20s and what I know in 30s, and what I'm understanding and learning in 40s is definitely become enhanced and fine-tuned. So it is a journey. So there's no a single book, a single website, but make sure you don't believe everything that people talk on Instagram, because some of them is so, I don't even know what word to use. So
I know what you're saying.
Make sure you do your research as to who is talking, వాళ్ళ credibility ఏంటిది, వాళ్ళ designation or what they've done in life, దాన్ని బట్టి whether to trust or not trust, and if that is working for you or not also is one more important thing. So it's a journey. It is not like quick fix, 1 day, 2 day, 1 month, 2 years. It's a journey. You keep exploring.
సో వాట్ ప్రాక్టికల్గా నేనేం చెప్తానంటే పేషెంట్స్కి, నాట్ జస్ట్ ఫర్ ఫిట్నెస్, ఇన్ జనరల్ వెన్ యూ స్టార్టింగ్ ఎనీ న్యూ థింగ్ అండ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ గోయింగ్ టు బి అ లైఫ్ లాంగ్ ప్రాక్టీస్ అనుకోండి, స్టార్ట్ ఆఫ్ బై మెయింటైనింగ్ అ డైరీ. ఇప్పుడు ఇంకా పేపర్ పెన్ తీసుకొని మెనీ పీపుల్ నాట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ మెయింటైన్ నోట్స్. సో మెయింటైన్ దట్ ఫిట్నెస్ డైరీ, డైట్ డైరీ,
helps. That
హ్యాబిట్
really
డైరీ, సో దట్ యూర్ ఏబుల్ టు ట్రాక్ ఇవాళ ఏం ఎక్సర్సైజ్ చేశాను, హౌ ఇస్ మై బాడీ ఫీలింగ్, వాట్ డే ఆఫ్ మై సైకిల్ ఇస్ ఇట్, ఇట్ హ్యాస్ టు బి ఆల్ డాక్యుమెంటెడ్. సో ఓవర్ అ పీరియడ్ ఆఫ్ టైమ్ యూ ఫైండ్ అ ప్యాటర్న్. బికాస్ మన మెమరీ ఎట్లుంటుందంటే ఇట్ ఈస్ వెరీ ట్రికీ ఆల్సో. We tend to believe what we want to believe
at that particular moment.
at that particular moment, and we tend to forget a lot, but we were not able to accept that అవును మనం మర్చిపోయామని కూడా ఉండదు,
అండ్ అట్లా అనిపించింది ఒకప్పుడు కానీ కూడా
మర్చిపోతాము. సో ఇది డైరీ మెయింటైన్ చేసినప్పుడు ఓకే ఈ ఎక్సర్సైజ్ వల్ల నాకు ఇలా ఉన్నింది, ఆర్ ఈ ఫుడ్ వల్ల నాకు ఇటువంటి అలర్జీస్ ట్రిగర్ అయ్యాయి, ఇవన్నీ. సో ప్రాక్టికల్ మెయింటైనింగ్ అ డైరీ కెన్ డాక్యుమెంట్ అండ్ హెల్ప్ యూ. So that is one. And okay, now in 20s, so let's get back to that. So 20s, what did you do? Good and not so great things, that and the lessons you've learned in your 20s.
See, 20s, I started my training when I was 22. Like, I was very keen to train. Kani, I didn't know the right channel as to how to go about it. Since my husband was already into fitness, he guided me, and then from there, I took on, because that was, the interest was always there, that innate interest. 20s, I never did any warm-ups. Because your body is so agile, and I used to dance a lot in 20s, so it was always very flexible. So there was no cardio, there was no stretching, there was no warm-ups. I went directly under the weights and lifted and lifted and lifted, and I enjoyed it, because it was, your hormones are different when you're in 20s. Like, you feel you're invincible, you can lift it and all of
Makes
that.
you feel powerful when you
Powerful,
do that.
yeah. So, and body didn't break or didn't injure, because I think I was also eating right. And then you're young, you recover quickly, so I didn't have to do it. 30s also was pretty okay. Maybe I danced a little less.
I'm going to stop you there. So 20s, you were still eating healthy,
Yeah.
and you did strength training in your 20s is what
Yes.
you're saying. But the mistake probably you're saying is I have not focused on recovery or is that
warm-ups.
Warm-ups is something that you
But
didn't do.
appudu నాకు I didn't even feel that the body needed it. Because the body is really young, so recovery is so fast. And even if you are hitting every day with big weights, since the recovery is fast, you were able to do it. So that kind of started slowing down in your 30s. And also in 20s, I used to travel a lot. Even the travel didn't affect much. Like, sometimes there would be days like I wouldn't train for 3-4 days, and like not really focus so much on eating. I mean, always I ate well, I ate healthy. I never indulged in sweets, deep fried. Avanni first nunde levu. That also probably helped me. But these are the only things I feel like, since your recovery is faster, I could abuse the body a little more. 30s low, obviously, you get few signs, maybe 1 day recovery is taking 2 day recovery. So then you become a little more conscious, and then you listen to your body. And then you
so
go
30s.
to little more, like more resting, and then probably being a little more consistent when you're, traveling, as to how to choose your food, even when you're traveling. Awareness and like need. It's a need based knowledge, I would say. So that happened. The only time I felt like I needed recovery days, and I needed one deload until like the day we reduce the weight completely. And then if I'm doing strength training for 6 days, one day would be a deload, like it's like very bare minimum weights, so you're not putting your body under full stress.
Okay.
And at the same time, lot of muscle activation. So you can't go and start doing squats without like activating your muscle groups with bands and certain stretches and all of that. So now I cannot go under the weight without my muscle activation, a certain amount of warm-ups, and a little bit of cardio before training. And after, I do a little longer cardio. But then, just to kind of get your temperature of the body high, I have to do it now. And mobility, because when you're lifting, joints sometimes after a certain age, the mobility and the lubrication of the joints is not like how it was in 20s. I feel it now. So I have to do a lot of mobility training. One day I keep for mobility alone. And I started yoga now in my 40s, because that is acting as a mobility. At the same time, it is complementing my weight training. So it is very important to keep noticing your body and make those changes. So 20s, you can little abuse your body, which I did as well. Kani, the fundamental is consistency. Whatever you're doing, whichever age, consistency is the foundation upon which you can build your routine.
ఇది సేమ్ థింగ్ ఫర్ స్కిన్ కేర్ ఆల్సో చెప్తాం కదా. ఇప్పుడు 4-5 ప్రోడక్ట్స్ వాడాలా, దీనికి ఏం చేయాలి, దానికి ఏం చేయాలి, ఏమి
I get too confused, right?
కదా. ఏమి వద్దు, ఒక్క 2 ప్రోడక్ట్స్తో స్టిక్ అవ్వండి, కన్సిస్టెంట్గా చేయండి. యూ సీ హౌ యువర్ స్కిన్ ఈస్ గోయింగ్ టు ఇంప్రూవ్ అండ్ దెన్ కీప్ బిల్డింగ్ యువర్ రొటీన్స్ ఆన్ దట్. దిస్ ఈస్ ఆల్సో ఐ థింక్ సేమ్ థింగ్. యూ డోంట్ హ్యావ్ టు డూ లైక్ 10 డిఫరెంట్ ఎక్సర్సైజెస్ ఇవన్నీ కాకుండా గెట్ ద బేసిక్స్ రైట్. ఫస్ట్ బీ కన్సిస్టెంట్, అండర్స్టాండ్ యువర్ బాడీ అండ్ దెన్ స్టార్ట్ బిల్డింగ్ ఆన్ ఇట్.
You need patience and you need perseverance with your own body, because body will not react in a day. You know, even if you have to put on weight, it will take some time of abuse to put on weight. If you want to lose weight also, it takes some time of effort to come back to your desired weight
And
goals.
ఇప్పుడు ఈ ఫ్యాట్ డైట్స్ వల్ల whatever you're losing instantly also you're going to gain back instantly.
That's the
That is
worst
the
thing
other
actually.
So 20s అందరికీను అంతే, బాడీ ఈస్ వెరీ ఫర్గివింగ్. సో వాట్ ఎవర్ మీరు చేసినా చేయకపోయినా somehow you're getting through your 20s.
Right.
But it's very, so before 20s also ఒకటి ఫర్ టీనేజర్స్ ఆల్సో ఇట్స్ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్, మనం మీరు ఇందాక చెప్పినట్టు, టు గెట్ ఇన్ టు సమ్ లెవెల్ ఆఫ్ ఫిజికల్ యాక్టివిటీ, బికాస్ ద రేట్స్ ఆఫ్ PCOS is skyrocketing. చిన్న పిల్లలు like 9 years 10 years early menstruation అయిపోతుంది అండ్ PCOS ఒబేసిటీ అనేది రేట్స్ ఎక్కువైపోతున్నాయి. కాబట్టి వీ టాక్ అబౌట్ ఫిజికల్ యాక్టివిటీ అండ్ మొబిలిటీ ఈవెన్ ఇన్ స్టార్టింగ్ ఇన్ టీన్స్ ఇట్ సెల్ఫ్. వీఆర్ రిక్వెస్టింగ్ ద పేరెంట్స్ టు బీ మోర్ మైండ్ఫుల్ ఆఫ్ ఫుడ్ అండ్ exercise choices in children.
Absolutely.
So teens, we spoke 20s, you try to get into any form of workout that you like. And 30s, we are talking about warming up your muscles and getting into a fitness routine that you like. Any mistakes you did in your 30s that you want the viewers to avoid?
Not really.
Nothing much.
Not really. From 20s, if it starts, by 30 you
Just sort of
pretty
figure
much
out
know what to do, do's and don'ts. You figure it out. So I don't think many mistakes happen in 30s.
So 40s, so you're saying we are focusing more on movement, we are focusing on muscle warming up before, and then
mobility.
also stretches and mobility. We have to look at the entire. So if I have to break down my week, okay, వారానికి 7 days, ఏ రోజు ఏది చేయాలి, ఎంత చేయాలి అంటే, what is your opinion on breaking down my workout routines per day?
For teens.
No. Like generally.
For general people.
Now let's maybe talk about 30s and 40s.
Okay. Yeah. Minimum of 3 to 4 days of physical activity is a must. To begin with, 15 days, 15 minutes, then move to half an hour, and then if you have time and energy, then at least 1 hour would be ideal. And again, fitness and the time of fitness is again very subjective. So మీకు ఎంత టైం ఉంది, మీ ఏ ప్రొఫెషన్లో ఉన్నారు, హౌ యూ వాంట్ టు లుక్, వాట్ ఆర్ యువర్ గోల్స్, మీ డైటరీ హ్యాబిట్స్ ఎలా ఉన్నాయి, what you eat, what you do not eat, you have allergies, you have gut problems. So many things play a role in how you plan your fitness regime. I can't say this is one thing that you should do, but the thing I can say is using your own body weight, even if it's like squatting or lunging or jumping jacks or stretching certain poses, using your own body weight. If you see on internet also, there's so many HIIT workout sessions for 20 minutes, 15 minutes, half an hour. Start off with that. If you don't have the time to drive, go to the gym, hire a trainer, come back, that's a lot of time. So with your own body weight in the comfort of your own home, do it with following the right kind of instructor online. They have some beautiful designed HIIT trainings and functional training regimes and routines that people can adopt. That's the minimum they can do when you are in your 30s. And whenever you have time, movement. You get up, walk, go. Don't use the remote. Go use the switches. 1-2 floors unte ekkandi digandi. Walk, move. See, I've seen one so Netflix show on health. They went researching about people who live long in certain areas and why are they living. Either they're moving a lot or they lived in a uphill cities where there was a lot of uphill walk, down walk. They were doing something in their farms and gardening. So movement is very important. If you just sit, body doesn't have the ability to function better. The more you move, the more your body will work for you. So movement is very important, along with the 3 days of training that you can do in your home is the basic that anybody can do.
I'll give you a scenario. Okay, ఇప్పుడు పేషెంట్స్ వచ్చినప్పుడు I also tell them the same thing. You have to, ఇంకోటి ఏంటంటే ఇప్పుడు నా సెడెంటరీ లైఫ్ స్టైల్ హ్యాస్ బికమ్ ద మోస్ట్ స్కేరియస్ట్
That's
ప్రాబ్లమ్.
a huge challenge that we're all facing.
And when I say there are two to three things that come out of this scenario, right? When we say, but లేదు నేను జిమ్కి రెగ్యులర్గా వెళ్తున్నాను, ఐఎమ్ నాట్ సెడెంటరీ, ఐఎమ్ ఫిజికలీ వెరీ యాక్టివ్. సో ఫిజికలీ బీయింగ్ వెరీ యాక్టివ్ is not you spending 1 hour in the gym, but you being having movement divided doses throughout the day.
Absolutely.
ఇది ఒక మెయిన్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ థింగ్. సో జిమ్కి 1-2 hours స్పెండ్ చేసి మిగతా డే అంతా ఇఫ్ యూర్ కౌచ్ పొటాటో, ఇట్ ఈస్ అమౌంటెడ్ టు సెడెంటరీ లైఫ్ స్టైల్ ఇన్ సమ్ లెవెల్ కెపాసిటీ.
Certain. I mean, still you're on a better.
ఇట్స్ ఓకే.
It's better, but the movement throughout the day is most
మిగతా
important.
డేలో అట్లీస్ట్ ఒక 1 or 2 మూవ్మెంట్స్ యాడ్ చేయండి. మేబీ టేక్ అ వాక్ ఇన్ ద పార్క్, లైక్ ఇన్ యువర్ కమ్యూనిటీ ఇట్ సెల్ఫ్. ఆర్ మీరు అన్నట్టు ఫర్ స్మాల్ థింగ్స్ డోంట్ జస్ట్, ఇప్పుడు వాయిస్ కమాండ్స్ ఎక్కువైపోయాయి కూడా, టర్న్ ఆన్
Hey
ద
Siri.
లైట్స్, టర్న్ ఆన్ ద లైట్స్, స్విచ్ ఆఫ్ ద లైట్స్ కాకుండా we have to just be on our toes through the day in divided doses. Biggest question, but doctor నేను I'm very busy, I have to cook, I have to work, I have to take care of my kids, I'm not finding time to work out in this chaotic lifestyle that I have. So itlaga chepte, what are a few things that you will tell these people who say I'm very busy, I'm cooking or I'm doing this, I don't have time. We like, it is a problem, I understand. We really can be very empathetic here, because నిజంగా అంత పని చేసినప్పుడు all you want to do is to just sit and chill and have your cup of coffee, watch something, divert yourself from all this. Temporarily it might be very relaxing, but we know how detrimental it is in the long. So ఇట్లాంటి వాళ్ళకి ఒక 10 to 15 minutes క్విక్ మూవ్మెంట్స్ చేయాలంటే ఇంట్లో, what are the basic things to have and how can they include fitness in their busy routine?
So, this I might again sound very critical. When I started my meditation and sadhana, I could have said the same thing. You know, once I start my day, it's on and on till the end of the day. And I was wondering, ఇప్పుడు meditation ఎక్కడ fit in చేయాలా నేను, because already I'm training in the gym for 1.5 hours, working, you know, so many other things, socially active, and people are calling me, you know, to give talks and there's so many things that sometimes people do not even know what else I do. Like, you know, personal businesses, you know, board member into different things. So there's so much of going around, but I was thinking like, ఇప్పుడు meditation ఎక్కడి నుంచి తేవాలి? But once I tasted the benefits of it, I used to wake up at 6 o'clock. Now I wake up at 5:15, sometimes 4:30, sometimes 4 also. And అది చేసినప్పుడు, in fact, I got more strength, mental strength and physical strength. And my life has become even more disciplined. I'm able to do 20 things versus 10 things when I added this small regime, or routine rather, I would say, not regime, and added this thing. So it worked. See, first few days it will be very difficult. That's what everybody should know, to get up out of your bed at when the, you know, alarm goes, or if you naturally wake up at 5 or 4:30 or 5:30. It is hard. First few days it's hard, but your body is so intelligent. Your body is so enduring. If you keep pushing it, no matter what, that's when the transformation happens. Even if you see in yoga or even in the Western world, they say the more you do the things that you do not like, that's when you are leaping into another dimension of progress. So you keep doing something, even if you don't like, that's when the neural pathways open. Progress, whether it's in whichever field that you're looking for, happens once you push the threshold of your limitation. So this might look too preachy, but then this is the way your human mind works, and priorities. Even నాకు ఒక కూర తక్కువైనా సరే, like if you want to do కూర, పచ్చడి, పప్పుచారు, whatever, పచ్చడి తీసేయండి, పప్పుచారు తీసేయండి, do one food, but you spend that time for your well-being, because that bargain or that deal that you make with few other things that you are doing in your life will do wonders to you, is what my take is. And I can't put this in any other way, or I can't sugarcoat this in any other way.
No, it's not about sugar, because ఇప్పుడు it is what it is, రైట్? దీన్ని ఇంకా మనము నువ్వు లేచి నువ్వు ఎక్సర్సైజ్ చేస్తేనే నీకు బెనిఫిట్ వస్తుంది. నేను హౌ మచ్ ఎవర్ ఐ లవ్ యూ, నేను ఐ కాంట్ వర్క్అవుట్ ఫర్ యూ.
ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ.
ఐ కెన్ గైడ్ యూ వాట్ యూ కెన్, బట్ ఐ కాంట్ వర్క్అవుట్ ఫర్ యూ. నువ్వు నీకు ఎంత బిజీ, నువ్వు లేచి నువ్వు వర్క్అవుట్ చేస్తేనే నీ మజిల్ బిల్డ్ అవుతుంది, నీ బోన్లో జరిగే డిప్లీషన్ సేవ్ అవుతుంది. సో
అండ్ స్ట్రెంగ్త్ వస్తుంది, ఇంకా మీరు ఇంకో 2 పనులు ఎక్కువ యాడ్ చేసి చేయవచ్చు.
ఓకే, సో ప్రాక్టికల్గా యూ హ్యావ్ టు ఫిగర్ అవుట్ అట్లీస్ట్ 15 minutes ఇన్ అ డే. మీరు అన్నట్టు ఈదర్ మార్నింగ్ మీరు లేచే టైంలో ఒక 15 minutes తొందరగా లేదండి, లేదా ఈ టైంలో
ఉన్న టైంలోనే యూ ప్లాన్ సంథింగ్,
ఒక 15 minutes.
దట్ ఆల్సో మైట్ వర్క్ యాక్చువల్లీ.
అంతే, బికాజ్ ఎంతమందికి సమ్ టైమ్స్ నాకు కూడాను నాకు డైలీ ఒక 1 hour has to be there for my workout. But sometimes practically it might not happen.
Yeah, there are certain days.
పిల్లలకి బాలేదో లేదా నీ వర్క్లో సంథింగ్ ఎల్స్ హెస్ కమ్ అప్. సో అట్లాగా అయినప్పుడు వెన్ యూ గో టు ద వర్క్ ఆర్ వెన్ యూ ఆర్ ఎట్ హోమ్ ఒక 15 minutes యూ కెన్ జస్ట్ స్క్వాట్. ఆ రోజు ఏదైతే మీరు ఫిక్స్ చేసుకున్నారు, మీరు మొబిలిటీ డేనా, లోవర్ బాడీనా, అప్పర్ బాడీనా ఏంటని మీకు తెలుస్తుంది కదా. సో అదే ఒక 15 minutes యూ జస్ట్ డూ at your convenience.
No, that also works actually.
Then
and we have the timer kada, like there's there's an app like you can set for 2 minutes and then whistle comes, so it's like as if some drill master is behind you.
Oh.
It goes like that. So a whistle aye varaku you can do like 10 squats or like how we say like standing jump right where you are. Stuff like that can work out.
Yeah. సో అట్లాగా ప్రాక్టికల్గా ఒక 15 minutes యూ స్టార్ట్. వన్స్ యూ స్టార్ట్ సీయింగ్ ద బెనిఫిట్ ప్రాబబ్లీ యూ కెన్ కీప్ ఇంక్రీజింగ్ ద టైమ్ అండ్ మేబీ దెన్ గో టు ద జిమ్. అట్లా సరే, అసలు ఇది ఎందుకు ఈ ఫార్మ్ ఆఫ్ ఎక్సర్సైజ్ ఉంది అని మీకు అనిపించే ఫార్మ్ ఆఫ్ ఎక్సర్సైజెస్ ఆర్ ఫార్మ్ ఆఫ్ ఫిట్నెసెస్ ఏమైనా ఉన్నాయా? బికాస్ దెర్ ఆర్ ఆల్ అల్టిమేట్గా హౌ మచ్ ఎవర్ నాయిస్ ఈస్ బీయింగ్ మేడ్ ఆర్ హౌ మచ్ ఇస్ ఫస్ట్ ఎవర్ ఇస్ అవుతుందో అల్టిమేట్గా వర్కౌట్ అయ్యేది కొన్నే.
అవును, యాక్చువల్లీ దేర్ సో మెనీ ఫ్యాడ్స్ దట్ కమ్ అండ్ గో.
కొన్ని, can you name something that women are wasting their time on?
Those vibrating belts people are buying. Oh my god.
Vibrating belts. You name one element. Zumba classes,
nothing but just, I mean, maybe it's like a cardio. Instead of running on treadmill, people are feeling happy dancing to Zumba, which is not that bad, but then that alone can't work.
Because Zumba, I am seeing practical channel. I've joined Zumba classes, doc. Inka little bit of cardio you're getting, and maybe it is making your happy hormones come
it's
out.
It's
a feel good thing, but that is not, my dear friend, going to help you with your muscle or the bone depletion that is happening.
Absolutely.
Okay, so since we are here, why should women focus on strength training?
So strength training, if you see, Priyanka, like every athlete, whether you're playing cricket, football, basketball or whatever sport, the foundation is strength training upon which they build their other, the sport they're into. So it is proven over and over again. Weight training toni, like it's a overall development of your strength, endurance, muscle strength, bone density, and also metabolism. No other form of training can give you the metabolism, the rate of metabolism that strength training can give you. And anti-aging, you're actually investing in your bone strength, which is very natural to deteriorate after you're 30-35 for men or women. So it's very, very important that strength training, weight training becomes your foundation upon which you can build anything else. That's what I did, because I've been training on my muscles and using strength training as my foundation for many years. My yoga teacher says I can do a lot of things people take 2 years to do. So like how an athlete works on his body through strength training and then plays his sport, strength training is works as a foundation of any kind of other physical activity. So it's good for women all the more, because women bone density keeps dropping by certain percentage after you're 35. So not as much as how men don't use as much bone density and bone marrow like how women lose.
That's what we say. No, men age more linearly. Valadi steady ga untundi.
Right.
Okay, and then so many times men andropause. So they don't even feel the changes till their 60s, and sometimes post 60s also they don't feel so much changes like how women ki. So it's more linear is what we say in men, but for women it's like sudden jumping off the cliff.
Absolutely.
Post 40s or post menopause, the estrogen dips so suddenly that you tend to suddenly feel that why am I putting so much weight in my central in my tummy or belly area, because the central fat deposition is happening. ఇప్పుడు దాకా నేను ఎంత తిన్నా కూడా ఇప్పుడు బాగానే అరిగేది, I was fine. Why am I suddenly putting on so much weight? Why am I not having that energy? Why do I feel very weak? ఇది మనకి తొందరగా హిట్ అవుతూ ఉంటుంది అండ్ డిఫరెంట్ విమెన్ ఫీల్ డిఫరెంట్ ఎమోషన్స్ డ్యూరింగ్ దిస్ ఫేజ్ సో వీ కాల్ దస్ యాజ్ లాస్ ఆఫ్ మజిల్ మాస్, లాస్ ఆఫ్ బోన్ మాస్, central fat deposition, mood swings. Every single cell is being affected because of that sudden estrogen loss that is happening, which is why we focus more about strength training in women premenopausal especially. But you can't build that habit overnight.
Andukane mundu nunchi women need to strength train from the earliest. And to anti-aging and to save the bone health, muscle health, strength training is a must.
నేను ఇది ఐ కెన్ నెవర్ ఫర్గెట్ ఫ్యూ థింగ్స్ కదా. జిమ్కి వెళ్ళినప్పుడు ఫస్ట్ వెన్ ఐ స్టార్టెడ్ ఆఫ్ మై రొటీన్, సో ఇట్లా జిమ్కి వెళ్ళినప్పుడు దే డైరెక్ట్, దిస్ ఇస్ అ జనరల్ నోషన్ ఆల్సో, అమ్మాయిలు వస్తే ఇప్పుడు కొంచెం చేంజ్ అవుతుంది, వెరీ హ్యాపీ. అమ్మాయిలు వెళ్తే వాట్ యూ see, they talk to us about zumba classes, spin classes, cardio undi akkada, but abbayal velte they are pointed towards weight lifting, strength training. Idi that was a very, it was given, okay ammayilante ide cheyali, abbayilante idi cheyali. Enduku okati అమ్మాయిలు ఇది లిఫ్ట్ చేయలేరు, అంత బలం ఉండదు ఒకటి. రెండోది, నేను వెయిట్స్ లిఫ్ట్ చేస్తే నాకు బల్కీ అయిపోతాను, ఐ డోంట్ వాంట్ టు బి అ బాడీ బిల్డర్. దీస్ వర్ ద కామన్ ఫియర్స్ అండ్ యువర్, లైక్ ఐ సెడ్, యువర్ వన్ ఆఫ్ ద ఫస్ట్ పీపుల్ టు సే అవ్వరు బాబు మీరు వెయిట్ లిఫ్ట్ చేస్తే బల్కీ అవ్వరు. సో ఈవెన్ నౌ పీపుల్ స్టిల్ హ్యావ్ దిస్ క్వశ్చన్. So once for all we'll say weightlifting will not bulk you up. Ante what will you say?
Just weightlifting paina we can't talk about bulking, because weightlifting చేసిన తర్వాత what food are you eating? That depends a lot. So ఇప్పుడు ఆల్రెడీ మీరు హెవీగా ఉండి వెయిట్ లాస్ కోసం if you're trying to go and train with weights, the first thing has to be diet ni. You have to start reducing the fat percentage in your diet and not eat a very high carb diet and strength train. So everything looks like it just you look filled up if you're eating high carb diet and strength training with weights. It is very important that you do light weights for a long period of time, reduce the fat percentage in your body, and then you can slowly increase the weights. First day, if you go heavy until you can't do heavy. But the diet with weight training is very, very important. Women do feel, because see, when you train on a muscle, it pumps. It might not stay there for too long, but a pump kaagane they get a little scared. And on top of that, if you eat high carb diet, it just you look even more fuller. So it's very important that you bring the protein percentage high in your diet and strength train, so your fat cuts down. Because strength training does wonders in how quickly it can help you lose fat if your diet is in properly planned. So a bulky anedi first lo anipistadi, because ippuraku manam zumba chesamu, suddenly you're focusing on muscle, your muscle like enlarges for some time, not throughout the day. So our bayaniki they will stop doing it. But if you keep doing it, your fat burning cycle start అయినప్పుడు, మీ ఫుడ్ డయట్ అంతా కరెక్ట్గా ఉన్నప్పుడు, లైక్ హై ప్రోటీన్ లో కార్బ్ డయట్, లో అంటే నాట్ వెరీ లో, లైక్ యూ ఇంక్రీజ్ యువర్ ప్రోటీన్ considerably from what you've been eating before. Then over the period of time, you see slowly you're building lean muscle and then you're losing fat. So you have to hang in there, have the patience, have no fear, and కొంచెం దాని గురించి ముందర చదివి ఉంటే ఆర్ అర్థం చేసుకొని ఉంటే how the process works and how many days and months it will take for you to have lean muscle, then you're not fearful.
Cool. So to summarize about the strength and fitness segment, before we move on to the diet, ఒక సమ్మరీగా చెప్పాలి అంటే, ఫస్ట్ థింగ్ ఇస్, హౌ ఎవర్ స్మాల్, ఒక పర్ఫెక్ట్ జిమ్ క్లోత్స్, జిమ్ సబ్స్క్రిప్షన్ ఆర్ ఎ ట్రైనర్, ఇవన్నీ ఏం అవసరం లేదు. మీకుండే టైంలో మీకుండే ఫెసిలిటీస్తో start small, even 10-15 minutes.
Yes.
Start, and then gradually me body understanding though you can keep evolving in that segment. And if you're actually seriously getting into proper weight and lifting, veelaithe go with a trainer who is experienced, so that you don't injure yourself.
Absolutely.
And get a right direction. Start very young, so that you are not inviting sedentary lifestyle disorders into your life. Idi kaakunda, what are your add-on points when it comes to strength or just well-being for women? What are your favorite forms, top favorite to the least favorite forms of exercises? తప్పకుండా ఇది అందరూ చేయాలి.
లోవర్ బాడీ ఈజ్ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్. చాలా మంది లోవర్ బాడీలో రిజల్ట్స్ ఎక్కువ ఫాస్ట్గా కనపడవు. ఇట్ టేక్స్ ఇయర్స్ టు బిల్డ్ మసిల్ ఇన్ యోర్ lower part of the body, even for men.
Yeah.
And some genetics valla, some people are already blessed with good lower strength. That's another story, that's exceptions. But otherwise lower body results late avadam valla chaala mandi
Yeah.
they avoid it, and it burns. Initially when you're lifting weights on your quads and hamstring, it really, you have to go through a certain
Yeah.
that burn pain, which is very new to the body. So though the body will say no, don't do it, but then that's most important. అండ్ ఇంకోటి ఏంటంటే యువర్ లాంజివిటీ అంటే మీ లైఫ్ స్పాన్ ఈజ్ ఆల్సో డిసైడెడ్ అపాన్ ద స్ట్రెంగ్త్ ఆఫ్ యువర్ లోవర్
బాడీ.
అది చాలా మంది తెలియదు. వి జస్ట్ వాంట్ లుక్ గుడ్, ఇక్కడ వరకే కనపడుతుంది కదా, ఇక్కడ వరకే మనం వీ కెన్ డూ ఆల్ అనుకుంటారు. బట్ ద లాంజివిటీ ఆఫ్ అ పర్సన్ ఈజ్ వెరీ మచ్ డిపెండెంట్ ఆన్ హౌ స్ట్రాంగ్ యువర్ లోవర్ బాడీ ఈజ్. సో విమెన్ ఆల్సో హ్యావ్ టు work on the lower body. In fact, women are a little more blessed than men when it comes to lower body strength, because the lower body, our lower body is more stronger because birthing kinda, we are made like that. So it's nice to actually work on the lower body. And the spine, it's very important to work on your back, because the moment you start bending and your spine is arching, posture maarte ganaka, it's all referred pains will come, because once your shoulder is not aligned and once you're not standing on the center of your gravity, all kinds of lower back pains, knee joint pains, hip pain, because the structure, the skeletal structure have to be aligned in a certain way. And weight training also, like when your muscles build and then become strong, it'll push you back and then gives you that nice posture. And once you have a good posture, you can avoid a lot of other ailments and pains and aches that might come in the old age. So it's very important to like work on your back and your lowers. Very, very important. Even arms, if you neglect, it's okay sometimes, but then back and legs are very, very important.
నాకు మా ట్రైనర్ ఎప్పుడైనా, అండ్ ఇట్ ఆల్సో ఇట్స్ సో రిఫ్లెక్టివ్, మీకు స్ట్రెస్ ఉన్నా యువర్ బాడీ పోస్చర్స్ ఆల్సో రిఫ్లెక్ట్ ద ఏమంటారు ద డేస్ యూఆర్ హ్యావింగ్ ఈజ్ రిఫ్లెక్టెడ్ ఇన్ యువర్ పోస్చర్ ఆల్సో. సో ఎప్పుడైనా నాకు ఒక స్ట్రెస్ఫుల్ ఫేజ్ ఉంటే ఐ టెన్ టు స్లౌచ్ అండ్ మై దెర్ ఆర్ డేస్ వేర్ మై ట్రైనర్ స్టాప్స్ అవర్ రొటీన్ అండ్ సేస్ ద నెక్స్ట్ 2 to 3 days we are only working on your posture. That is how important it is. You can't be slouching like this. What is it, what is stressing you out, figure it out, take your day easy, let's work on your posture, and then let's get to our routine back once I know that you
that's
are
a good trainer you have.
Yes, he's really good. So posture and lower body అన్నారు. ఇందులో what are your favorite lower body అంటే what are the workout, because not many people మీరు lower body workouts అంటే ఎక్సర్సైజ్ చేసే వాళ్ళకి రిలేట్ అవ్వచ్చు, చేయని వాళ్ళకి
బిగినర్స్ కి చెప్పడం చాలా కష్టం. బట్ see, posterior is backside and then front. Like you have to make sure you're not only overtraining the quads and completely missing out on the glutes and hamstring. So when your muscle, like if this is the leg, front muscle ne cheste, this become tight and then this you'll have the back pain. So you have to equally train your back part of your legs and the front part of your legs. Like squats is for this, and then like there's so many other how do I explain to beginners? You can hold a ball between your like knees and press it, so that whole knee health can be improved. Having said that, I can send you some images of something that people can do as beginners.
That would be great.
Yeah, that would be easy for people to understand, because if I start talking about bend backwards, bend forward అంటే they'll not have an image.
ఈ ఎపిసోడ్ ద్వారా మీరు యూట్యూబ్లోకి వెళ్ళి ఏమేమి చేస్తే
at least the names of the exercises unte, they can look for the video of the similar exercise.
Absolutely. And
with
then
the
they
name.
can get on to do
yes
that.
I understand. Yeah.
So that was about fitness. Next we'll move on to diet.
Okay.
Okay. So ఇప్పుడు ఇంతకు ముందు when we used to talk about health and holistic wellness ఇవన్నీ, diet was the top. Like diet is the most important.
Absolutely.
And first actually it was exercise diet, but then the focus shifted to diet, then exercise, and then next of the things were in other orders. Ippudu the shift has gone to stress, sleep, diet, exercise. In medical lo chuste itla
sleep has become so important now. Yes.
So we'll talk about all that, but diet is very, very the most important pillar in this holistic well-being structure lo. So what is your daily routine when it comes to diet?
It changes from time to time, but some things that always are consistent, I think we all know, but I'll repeat again.
Yes, please.
Initially, like First thing is, ఇప్పుడు I know, I mean, I'm sure you know that we're talking a lot about gut health,
Yes.
microbiome, and all of that. So this I've been doing it for many years. పొద్దున్న లేవంగానే I have a turmeric shot with neem balls. Like, you know, I have a vapor chettu in the house. You can also take neem capsules that are easily available online. And any kind of micro, organisms that are like parasites, like, or some kind of worms, and in, like things that are not helping you digest your food or take away your food from your own gut, will perish. So it's like a little quantity of neem along with the turmeric shot does wonders to your gut the first thing in the morning. People have different routines. అంటే ఈ రొటీనే కాదు, బట్ people have different routines. Morning they have lemon water, honey. Some people drink that. Some people have ashgard juice. Some people have multiple things. I don't know. Everything they say first thing in the morning. So they might have their own.
అగైన్ మన సిస్టమ్కి ఏది వర్క్ అవుతుందో చూడాలి. నాకు లెమన్ వాటర్ తాగితే భయంకరంగా ఎసిడిటీ,
Exactly.
ఐ కాంట్ టేక్ ఇట్.
Some people cannot handle it.
సో మీ అదే అగైన్ ట్యూనింగ్ ఇన్ టు యువర్ బాడీ అండ్ నోయింగ్. సో ఇవన్నీ బేసిక్ థింగ్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ దిస్ ఇస్ డీటాక్సిఫై ఇస్ ద హోల్ బాటమ్ లైన్. సో మీకు యూఆర్ సేయింగ్ ద టర్మరిక్ అండ్ మనం ఇన్స్టాగ్రామ్ లైవ్ చేసినప్పుడు వీ యాక్చువల్లీ షోడ్ ఇట్ ఆల్సో.
అవునా?
నీమ్ బాల్స్ది నేను చూపించాను బికాస్ ఐ ఆల్సో వాజ్ డూయింగ్ దట్ ప్రోటీన్ డ్యూరింగ్ దట్ ఫేజ్. అండ్ యా వీ హెడ్ యాక్చువల్లీ స్పోకెన్ అబౌట్ దట్ ఆన్ ఇన్స్టాగ్రామ్ లైవ్. దిస్ వాజ్ డ్యూరింగ్ కోవిడ్.
Ayurveda also, they spoke intensely about neem and the benefits it can have on your gut health. So that works for me. And
So first thing you have the turmeric shot with neem balls.
Neem balls.
This is before no water, nothing.
I have water.
So first you have warm water
Hydrate a little bit
and then you have your turmeric.
and neem shots. And then going to my sadhana, that's another thing. But that's my first routine. And whatever I do after that, everything I do, I give half hour break minimum. Like if I drink that white gummadikai juice, but not immediately after my turmeric shot and neem. I give like a proper 1 hour till I finish my breath work and other sadhanas, and then have it. Then after that, if I want to have anything, it's not immediate, but then always give like about half an hour to 1 hour gap if you have multiple routines during the morning hours. So that's very important. Okadani with okatesiste, the what happens in the stomach is, the mix of everything is very, very bad. It might harm you than do good to you. So it's very important that whatever you do, you give that much gap for the body to assimilate and take it in, and then you put in something else. That's very important. So first thing in the morning when I wake up, I hydrate myself because I don't drink too much water in the night because I want a good uninterrupted sleep. So whenever I drink water, I think by 6:37 is when I finish drinking water in the evening. So that way I wake up very thirsty and I drink water, a warm water, like 2 glasses, and then go brush my teeth. And then, whatever, shower before my sadhana. Before my sadhana, I do, by the time I drink this water and go shower and come back, it must have been 15 minutes. And then I have my turmeric shot with neem balls. And then I go into my, meditation and few asanas, and like I have certain routine that goes on till 1.5, 2 hours. I do that. After that, again, I get very thirsty. Then I have another, few glasses of water, and then either I have a fruit before training, because by then it has already been like about 2 to 2.5 hours that I've woken up since. And I eat a light snack, either toast with peanut butter and some banana, or just a banana, or an orange, or an apple, whatever is there. Like a small meal to have that energy to work throughout that 1.5 hours of my training, strength training, and whatever other things that I mix over the week. After that, I have, right after training, I do a protein diet, because when you are doing weight training, your body is ready to absorb protein, and instead of giving it high carb diet right after training, because it's muscle workout and muscle gets repaired and muscle needs protein, I give either a protein shake, or I do like eggs, or I do like a big bowl of chia seed pudding with lots of nuts in it and a little bit of fruit, and that's my breakfast.
So when you say protein shake, what goes into that protein
Nothing,
shake?
just water.
Water with the protein powder.
Yeah, I don't do too much of other sweeteners and all of that. This is one of the cleanest proteins without any added flavors and synthetic coloring agents or fruit vanillas and all of that.
Yeah, that
I
is all
just,
noise, and
yeah,
in fact can be more detrimental.
I rather have a fruit, a whole fruit after my protein shake, but never blend it and mix it in it.
Yeah,
Yeah, because juices are a complete no-no.
yeah,
Whole fruit, there's a reason why, whole fruit is good for you, but not juiced fruit. Even I did these mistakes.
yeah.
Like I did
We all
blend.
did.
Yeah, I did blend it, but then it's understood that a glass of orange juice has literally like 3 to 4 teaspoons of sugar, and that's not it's supposed to be. Like, if you have it with the fiber, and if you have one fruit, you will not eat 4 or 5 fruits that you might
Yeah,
need to, juice
juice
one
it up.
glass of water, one glass of orange juice. So it's very important. I mean, we learned it on the go, because even I used to like blend everything and drink it up
Yeah,
at
it's like,
one
yes, I
point.
got my protein, I got my vitamins, I got this. It feels so good to blend it
That's I
all
think
up.
those are the mistakes I've done
Yeah,
in the 30s and 20s, because that whole protein shakes with all the mix is
bananas
like
and
so
all of
big
that.
at that point. And we all learned, and now I understand now, especially as we're growing old, sugars have to be really cut
Completely
out
cut
from
out.
your diet. It just shows on your skin, like all the more than how it used to be in your 20s and 30s.
Absolutely.
So either
So,
whole fruit and just water with the protein, but that's very rare. If I don't have the time. If I have the time, I'd rather have a proper egg white omelette with some grilled vegetables and some avocado or something like that.
so the biggest protein meal is post your workout in
Yes.
the afternoon, or by the time you finish your workout, it
Yeah,
could
it's
be
about
like
10:30,
early. Yeah.
11 max.
So, do you count your protein? Do you calculate your?
Not really. The days I work on my lowers, I naturally my body is craving for
For the
more
protein.
protein, because it's a bigger muscle group. So you can feel like, you're burning the food much more quicker, and then your protein needs are much more higher. So the day I work out on my lowers, I up my protein a little more than normal. Otherwise, it's a standard 3 eggs, and like, in the lunch, either have a rajma, choli. It's a must. Like one of the high, I do vegetarian in the afternoon, strictly vegetarian, for lunches, Indian, that too, I love Indian. But I've made so many recipes in Indian which are again high protein, like, through Instagram or Pinterest, and then of course I evaluate them and then only eat, but then do that. And evening, it's mostly grilled fish or grilled chicken, but chicken also I've kind of cut out completely. I mean, mostly from my diet. So it's mostly egg and fish.
Okay, so you work out and then you're having your high protein meal, and then the rest of the day.
Rest of the day, I'm like only
It's just
directly again for lunch. If I'm really hungry, I either have some nuts, or I have the sesame seed
Laddus.
chicky or ball or something like that, or that seed and nut laddu that my mom gave me a recipe for, which is very low in sugar. So I just carry those. And if you see, if I go out, I'm always carrying one of those, because when you're hungry, that is the best thing to eat than just, like crave for some
Yeah.
junk and end up eating and making wrong choices.
So, and then through the day, of course, you're working, and then dinner.
Yeah. Dinner is at 6:37, latest 7:30. But those are very few days. Depending on where I am, I have to come back home, or I eat and go. I don't eat out at all. Not even weddings, not even my mom's place. Sorry, mom. That's a complaint she always has.
Huh.
I don't know, like the food that we make at home is very clean, very, very minimal spice, low sodium, and then not too much of chili. So it's very clean and very light food. So it's very difficult for me to ask someone to make that for me. So either I eat, or I, pack my tiffin dabba, or I come home and eat early, but I don't eat out at all.
So, I have a follow up question for this about when you travel, what the routine, what happens to the routine. But danki mundu, so idi you spoke about your morning habits, your lunch and snacking, healthy snacking, and then your dinner. But through the day, it's very important for us to keep ourselves hydrated.
Yes,
So
of course.
hydration practices through the day.
Just water. I mean, if you need calories, or if you feel you're like during summers, maybe a coconut water or a very mild buttermilk with lime and some pepper and, like some jeera powder, just to kind of make it more tastier, and then, make it more, like suit your palate. Otherwise, just keep water, that's enough. And if you want, you can put some tulsi leaves into your water, or some, like mandarin slices or lemon slices to flavor it, and then have a little more goodness to it. That's
Infused
all.
water.
Yeah, infused water.
But throughout the day you must focus on hydration.
Yeah, hydration.
ఇప్పుడు ఇందులో డైట్లో మనము ఇంట్లో ఉంటాము ఆర్ రొటీన్స్ ఫిక్స్డ్గా ఉన్నప్పుడు ఇది ఫాలో అవ్వడం ఇట్స్ డూయబుల్.
Yeah.
బట్ వాట్ హ్యాపెన్స్ వెన్ వీ ట్రావెల్? సో
Travel,
హౌ డు వీ స్టిల్ ట్రై అండ్ బీ కన్సిస్టెంట్ విత్ ద రొటీన్స్ వెన్ వీ ట్రావెల్?
So you have to choose your foods wisely. Like, for example, if you have to eat somewhere and then I don't have access to my home food, if there's like a buffet, say there is chana masala, okay, I pick up all the chanas and leave the masala, because masala is nothing but lots of onion, garlic, and ginger, and tomato, and oil, and spices. Chana might be good, but that whole base is really, really unhealthy. So I pick up the chanas and, slowly and eat. Like, you plan when you see what is in the menu, you try and pick what is that which, suits your diet that you've been following. And even wherever you go, like, I remove the masala. It's like I'm like picking up all the pallis in the pulihora, and then having little rice, and then picking up all the groundnuts and cashew nuts, and I'm eating it. So it's all about choosing, and you're conscious, constantly aware, and then add a little bit of salad. And so that's how you plan. And if you're ordering also, make sure you see it on the menu as to what it is, and then order something that again goes with your food habits. And when I travel, I always carry my nuts. I always carry my sesame or nut seed laddus. I always carry my turmeric capsules that time, because obviously I can't take shots. Neem capsules. And pumpkin seeds, my favorite nuts, I always carry. So they're always there. Like, when I'm hungry and I'm traveling, some pumpkin nuts are there, some mantu laddus are there, some dates are there. I love that not sugar coated, dark chocolate coated dates. So these little things that you carry, it'll not make you crave for junk, and you don't end up jumping onto the food which is put in front of you. So yeah, it's like, even if it's biryani, like, move out a lot of rice and pick up only the chicken breast and then egg from the biryani, and then like, you plate it in such a way that it somehow suits your needs. And
what about temptation? So
I really don't have any temptation that way. It's because my body is now so trained that something that is unhealthy, it automatically rejects it. The sight of ice cream, that too much of sweet and that masala and all of that, it just, my body rejects it. You will come to a stage like that when you been doing that for years and years. It's just like that. Temptation, like, see, I don't say I will not eat this. Atla ananu nenu. Whatever it is, indulge a little. If you have a scoop of ice cream, you don't have to finish the whole scoop. You can have few spoons, relish it in your mouth, because it's not giving you any nutrition. It is only for the tongue. You're pleasing your tongue, basically. So close your eyes, have 4-5 spoons, not that 10-20 spoons. Close your eyes and savor it. And then once your savoring is recognized by your brain and emotion, it says enough. If you eat like this, it's not enough. If you slowly enjoy the taste of it and really feel the pleasure of the tongue, then little is enough.
And then a few minutes on lips, forever on hips.
Oh my God, I never heard that.
You never heard this?
Say that again?
Few minutes on lips, forever on hips.
Oh my God. Oh wow, I'm going to use this next time.
కొంతమంది ఏం చేస్తారంటే, మీరు అన్నట్టు ఒక్కసారి అది టంగని దాటి లోపలికి వెళ్ళాక దాని టేస్ట్ ఏమి ఉండదు,
నరిష్మెంట్ కూడా ఏమి ఉండదు,
నరిష్మెంట్ ఏమి ఉండదు. సో చాలా మంది తెలిసిన వాళ్ళు బాగా నవిలి బాగా సేవర్ చేసి ఊసేస్తారు, సో దట్ ఇట్ షుడ్ నాట్ గో ఇన్.
It's all about, for your emotion you're doing it, for your feel good factor, for your pleasure you're doing it. Like, little quantities, you can eat everything. I eat everything, but portion control is very important.
ఇది ద వన్ ప్రాక్టీస్ నాకు ఇట్ హెస్ బీన్ అ గేమ్ చేంజర్ ఇస్ క్యారీయింగ్. ఇందాక మీరు కూడా చెప్పినట్టు క్యారీయింగ్ యువర్ హెల్దీ స్నాక్స్ విత్ యూ, బికాస్ హంగర్ ప్రాంక్స్ అనేది కామన్. కొన్నిసార్లు చాలా మందికి స్ట్రెస్ ఈటర్స్ ఉంటారు. ఎనీ ఎమోషనల్ అప్సెట్ ఆర్ ఎనీథింగ్ స్ట్రెస్ఫుల్ ఇస్ హ్యాపెనింగ్, ద ఫస్ట్ థింగ్ is with food. So when you're carrying something that is very healthy, homemade, best easiest thing is
that's true,
nuts, సీడ్స్ అండ్ మీరు అన్నట్టు డేట్స్ ఇంట్లోనే లైక్ నువ్వుల లడ్డులు
Laddu,
ఆర్
yeah.
నట్స్ అండ్ నువ్వులతో చేసిన లడ్లు సో డేట్స్ అండ్ నువ్వులు
That's all. Always you should stock up those in your house.
స్టాక్ అప్ దోస్ ఇన్ ద హౌస్ జంక్ ఇంట్లో పెట్టుకోకుండా ఉంటే మీకు 50% ఆఫ్ ద ప్రాబ్లమ్ ఇస్ సార్టెడ్ దేర్ ఓన్లీ ఎనీథింగ్ దట్ ఈస్ నాట్ యాక్సెసిబుల్ మేక్స్ లైఫ్ ఈజీ ఫర్ యూ
And you never go hungry to go shop at a supermarket. When you're hungry and you're shopping, you end up picking up all the wrong things. So eat a full meal and then go, you become a little more wiser.
బట్ ఆల్సో ఐ థింక్ సూపర్ మార్కెట్కి లిస్ట్తోనే వెళ్ళాలి
అవును,
ర్యాండమ్గా మనము ఆ ఐల్స్ చుట్టూ తిరుగుతుంటే మనకి తెలియకుండానే మనము అనవసరమైన ఐటమ్స్ అన్నీ ఆ కార్ట్లో పట్టేస్తూ ఉంటాము.
you're right.
సో ఐ థింక్ యూ షుడ్ హ్యావ్ అ వెరీ స్ట్రిక్ట్ లిస్ట్ and only go to that I'll pick that up and come off is something that is again working for me personally. Idi. So inkokati with diet, the other aspect is kids. So with whatever you share, we see that your son is physically very active into sports and also a healthy eater. So ఒకటి పిల్లలకి ఫుడ్ హ్యాబిట్స్ కానీ ఎక్సర్సైజ్ ఇవన్నీ ఇట్ కమ్స్ త్రూ పేరెంట్స్. మనము వాళ్ళకి ఇచ్చే ఎక్స్పోజర్, మనము వాళ్ళకి ఇచ్చే మోటివేషన్ ఆర్
అండ్ హౌ మన ఇంట్లో ఎలా తింటున్నాం దాన్ని బట్టి కిడ్స్ విల్
చాలాసార్లు ఇది నేను చాలాసార్లు చెప్పుంటాను పాడ్కాస్ట్లో కూడా, బికాస్ ఇట్స్ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్ టు రీచ్ యాజ్ మెనీ పీపుల్ యాజ్ పాసిబుల్. పిల్లల్ని తీసుకొచ్చి డాక్టర్ చూడండి ఎంతసేపు జంకే తింటది అని అంటే ఎవరిని అంటే హూ ఆర్ యూ ట్రైంగ్ టు బ్లేమ్? ఇక్కడ ఎవరిది మిస్టేక్? హౌ ఇస్ దట్
నో దట్ దే ఆర్ ద వన్స్.
వాళ్ళకి ఎక్కడి నుంచి అంటే వాళ్ళు వెళ్ళి షాప్కి డబ్బులు పెట్టి తీసుకొని వచ్చేంత ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ యూఆర్ గివింగ్ దెమ్ దట్ మనీ అండ్ లిబర్టీ టు పికప్ దట్ జంక్ అండ్ దెన్ యూఆర్ బ్లేమింగ్ ద చైల్డ్. సో ఒకటి యాజ్ అ పేరెంట్ యూ నీడ్ టు గివ్ దట్ హెల్దీ హ్యాబిట్స్. సో వాట్ ఆర్ సమ్ థింగ్స్ దట్ యూ ఫాలోడ్ యాజ్ అ పేరెంట్? ఇందులో యాక్చువల్లీ ఇంకొక ఆస్పెక్ట్ కూడా రావాలి, బికాజ్ ఇప్పుడు ఎక్స్పోజర్స్ ఎక్కువైపోయేసరికి now we've all Netflix-lo వచ్చిన adolescence movie is doing rounds and everybody is like talking about the holistic well-being of kids also. While nutrition, exercise and how mindfully we raise them is very very important. And again akkada kuda you are somebody who is I think doing very mindful choices in bringing up your son. So how have you trained your son to be physically active and to make right choices in terms of food and otherwise also?
Yeah, see, some things are non-negotiable. You have to be a tough parent when you have to be a tough parent in certain aspects. So certain things are just, there's no negotiation when it comes to training, when it comes to healthy eating, when it comes to sleeping on time. So you are the authority here. They're not old enough to take authority from you. They should know that you are the authoritative figure and you make choices for them up till it becomes their lifestyle and they enjoy it. And you have to live it. If you sit and preach and you yourself are eating, then the kid will never will listen to you. You have to become an example for your kid. That's why I keep telling many parents that you become what you want your child to become. Only then they'll have respect for you, or else they will not listen. It is just you have to become a better person to raise another life, that to your own child. So since childhood he's been seeing how we eat and how regularly we train, so it is embedded in him. I don't have to teach, I don't have to tell anything. I'm like, okay, tomorrow your fitness coach is coming, we're doing some high jumps, it's very good for you. So a little bit of motivation is important, and especially when kids are growing up, you can't ask them to do boring exercises. So I had this guy who used to come home, we used to have hurdles, and he used to jump over 1 hurdle, 2 hurdle, let's try 3 hurdle, or like things like that. Make it more interesting for them, engaging for them, and variety. Give them a lot of variety where they're feeling that gratification, or they're feeling as if they've achieved something. Not like squat for 10 times, lunge for 10 times, until they will not do. So chinnappudu nundi koncham creative vega, be playful, and you yourself have to play with them. So till today, like even recently when my son was home, he's going to be 15, and we do kusti. We really like dangal, like that kusti laga, like we really fight with each other, and like I'm not saying everybody should do it, because he's been seeing that physically you're active and you're agile and you're putting in that effort, and that's why you were able to do it. So adi choppedi kaadu, chesi chupiyali pillalaki. That's the only way kids will do.
Ante
That's one thing. And some things have to be non-negotiable. You have to be strict and say this is what you're eating. If you're not eating, it's okay, but then this is what you're going to get.
ఇది
That's important.
తినకపోతే న్యూట్రిషన్ రాదు, సో ఓకే వాళ్ళకి ఆకలితో పడుకుంటారు కాబట్టి ఏదో ఒకటి
It's
ఇచ్చేద్దాము
okay. One
అనేది
day, it's okay. If they don't eat, that's fine. Tomorrow, if they're hungry, they will end up
దే విల్
eating
ఎండ్
that.
అప్ ఈటింగ్ ఇట్.
Tough love is very important for parents. You know, you can't be soft because you're making a life. You're bringing up another generation. You have to be responsible. You have to have those strict rules, and you have to embody all that you want them to become.
ప్రాక్టికల్ టిప్స్ అగైన్, మళ్ళీ ఇక్కడ ప్రాక్టికల్ టిప్స్కి వస్తే ఒకటి, డోంట్ కీప్ జంక్ అవైలబుల్ అట్ హోమ్.
ఇంట్లో పెట్టద్దు. యాడ్స్ కూడా చూసినా కూడా యూ షుడ్ కాన్స్టెంట్లీ ఎడ్యుకేట్ దెమ్. యునో మనీ కోసం దే డూ ఇట్, బట్ దే నాట్ ఎంటైర్లీ ట్రూ వాట్ దే సేయింగ్. హెల్దీ రియల్ ఫ్రూట్ జ్యూస్ or whatever, some juice, if you see, it's all sugar.
Yeah.
It is just sugar. There's very little orange in it. And then celebrities are talking about health ke liye, fitness ke liye, this is the, I'm like, it is all,
Take it with a pinch
you
of
start talking about all these things to your kids, you know.
Yeah.
It is so funny, this is what they do, but this is so much. You talk, you keep educating them, you know, given a chance, you share your knowledge, they will understand
But I
slowly.
think the best way to teach them is you doing it and they seeing and observing what
Ante,
you're doing.
kids don't learn it any other way.
మనం జంక్ తింటూ వాళ్ళని హెల్తీగా తినాలి అంటే దట్స్ నాట్ గోనా
Kaadu,
హ్యాపెన్.
yeah, not at all. It doesn't work like that.
So any other practical tips on how to make your kids eat healthy or workout గురించి, any other
Healthy ante you make the presentation interesting. Like, you know, I used to like make some faces of animals and, you know, some clowns and smileys by the time he came back home for the snack, and make it a little more creative. Until when they're about 8, you can experiment with some fun way of presenting stuff. Then they will really enjoy. Okay, now hair, pull out the eye and eat. Eye could be a grape or something. Pull out the hair, it could be some letters or something. So, you know, like engage them in that way. So it becomes a little creative process. But then till when they're 8, you have to become a child and then excite them to eat the right kind of food. And you can add a little bit of honey, which is again not like a sugar like the refined sugar. Coat it a little bit with a honey, like maybe honey with carrot. Like you can dip your carrot in honey. So it's
just more tastier
it's
and
easier. You can't, you know, like they're too young to just enjoy a carrot
that, correct.
because they don't have the understanding of healthy carrot tinali. It's like if you have that little like a honey or something like that, and it you know, encourages them to eat. And yeah, those little things you have to keep doing.
Making boring food a little bit more healthier and tastier, again using healthy options.
Exciting, yeah, little more exciting.
Honey, date syrups,
Yeah,
homemade
date
date
syrups
syrup is a
could
good
also
option.
work.
Again,
Absolutely.
homemade peanut butter
Yeah,
can be a good.
homemade peanut butter only.
నా కూతురు వాల్నట్స్ అస్సలు షీ కాంట్, somehow she doesn't like walnuts, so ఆ వాల్నట్స్ పైన a little bit of date
Yeah.
is what I add, so that
And
it
one more thing I wanted to before I forget.
yeah.
So it takes a long time to get your child to eat vegetables. So in pasta sauce, I would put like cashew nut paste, badam powder, and broccoli, like blended it, and, you know, like put all the vegetables. So he's getting the nutrition in a dense format, but not just the pasta. Like little bit of pasta, but then more of the sauce densed with nutrition, like almond
1/4
powder.
3/4 somehow
Yeah.
that's like మీకు 1/4 ఇంకా పాస్తా పెట్టాలి అనుకుంటే ఒక లిటిల్ బిట్ ఆఫ్ పాస్తా
Pasta, more of that, yeah. Even tomato, you cut it down and add other vegetables and some, you know, badam powder or, you know, those kind of
very tasty also
cashew
and
nut.
healthy.
And for them, they are growing. They need high calorie. It's
Yes.
not like we have to cut down on calories for them. So it's very important that you mask it. All the mothers fool their children by masking.
there is ఇది కూడా no don't fool a child అట్లా చేయొద్దు, బట్ కొన్ని
No,
సార్లు
when it
it's
comes to
not
nutrition, yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, you have to figure out a way in which that healthy nutrition is going, but also they are aware of it. It's not like we're trying fooling ante masking is not
Which parents doesn't lie to their children?
yeah.
You have to lie to, you know, get them to eat something, get them to do something. So it's the way of parenting. Like you have to lie sometimes to get your you know, kid to eat a certain food. It's okay.
Wonderful. So the last and final segment of the holistic well-being lo, mental well-being, the most important aspect in today's time and age, because in that నేను మీకు చెప్పినట్టు actually we have one more thing, sleep, but I think that we'll cover it in a very small segment. Adi stress is becoming the most talked upon subject now, because పీపుల్కి తెలియకుండానే అసలు ఓకే నేను స్ట్రెస్కి గురవుతున్నాను తెలియకుండానే వాళ్ళ లైఫ్ని లీడ్ చేసేసి దే ఆర్ గెటింగ్ లైఫ్ స్టైల్ డిసార్డర్స్ చాలా తొందరగా వచ్చేస్తున్నాయి. వీఆర్ డయాగ్నోసింగ్ డయాబెటీస్ ఇన్సులిన్ రెసిస్టెన్స్ భయంకరంగా పెరిగిపోతుంది. దానివల్ల పీసీఓఎస్, ఇన్ఫర్టిలిటీ, ఇంకా అసలు
The list
ఎవ్రీ
goes on
ఆర్గన్
once
ఈజ్
it
ఎఫెక్టెడ్.
starts on.
సో లైఫ్ స్టైల్ డిసార్డర్స్ తొందరగా వస్తున్నాయి. అండ్ ద మోస్ట్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ రీజన్ ఫర్ ఆల్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ ఇస్ స్ట్రెస్. అండ్ మనము ఎప్పుడైతే మనం మెంటల్ వెల్బీయింగ్ పైన ఫోకస్ పెడతామో ఐ థింక్ ఎవ్రీ ఆస్పెక్ట్ ఆఫ్ లైఫ్ automatically improves.
Correct.
So please throw some light upon your practices that are helping you.
Yeah, the thing is, తెలియకుండా స్ట్రెస్కి గురవడం is the very sad part. And we are not designed to work like the way we are working in today's generation. అంటే ఇప్పుడు చూస్తే కనుక ఫ్రమ్ లాస్ట్ 15-20 years నుండి there is a load of information which is coming to us. First, whatever newspaper lo, morning you would read a little bit and then that's all you knew. Now, throughout the day, you're getting information about everything. It is an overload of information. And human beings never ever took that kind of load ever before. So it's a completely new transition time. And telekunda, like, there's so many impressions that you're forming. And especially YouTube shorts and YouTube Instagram shorts are the worst because it is switching you from emotion to emotion to emotion. Suddenly you'll see a dog and say, oh, such a sweet thing. And then you suddenly like health, or like some recipes coming. Suddenly some floods are coming. Some people are dying. Some accident. Like like every few seconds, you're switching from emotion to emotion to emotion. The kind of thing that is happening to your brain, God knows what's happening inside there. So all the more needed now is mental well-being. And WHO has already released saying that I think by 2045 or something, every one person in 3 people are going to be mentally ill. So some kind of issue, like whether it's anxiety, whether it's anger, whether it's depression, or whether it's like there's so many terms that they've given, the names that they've given for mental disorders, or self-doubt, or so many things. So it's crucial that we invest time for our mental well-being, like how we spoke about investing time for our physical well-being.
Yeah.
And it goes hand in hand. So people who are already into physical fitness, they are in a better position to handle, because when you train physically, a part of your mental also is invigorated, because without your mental willingness you will not go and do gymming or physical fitness. So people who are physically active are still spared, but who have absolutely no physical activity, they have to bring in a certain amount of time for themselves. See, meditation ante not everybody can sit and meditate one fine day. It is a practice. Ante meer kuda, if you go to the gym, meer enno months train chesin tarvate మీ మసిల్ బిల్డ్ అవుతుంది, ట్రైన్ అవుతుంది. సో మైండ్ కూడా అలాంటిది, ఒక్క రోజులో కాదు, చేస్తా 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 పోతా ఉంటే మెంటల్ స్ట్రెంగ్త్ కూడా ఇంప్రూవ్ అవుతుంది. సో దట్ విల్ ఇంపాక్ట్ ఇన్ సో మెనీ వేస్, లైక్ వెన్ ఇట్ కమ్స్ టు మెటబాలిజం అయినా, స్లీప్ ప్యాటర్న్స్ అయినా. మెయిన్ స్లీప్. స్ట్రెస్ ఉన్న వాళ్ళు పడుకోలేకపోతారు. పడుకోకపోతే యూఆర్ నాట్ రిపేరింగ్ ద బాడీ. రిపేర్ అవ్వకుండానే మళ్ళీ యూఆర్ పుట్టింగ్ ద స్ట్రెస్ ఆన్ ద నెక్స్ట్ డే. సో యువర్ బాడీ విల్ కొలాప్స్ వన్ ఫైన్ డే. తెలియకుండా వన్ ఫైన్ డే ఇట్ కొలాప్స్. It is the most dangerous time bomb that we're sitting on. Yeah. Like it's ticking and we don't know when it will explode. And sometimes these are, even as family, we can't identify our own children going through stress at school or with their education. So talking about it is very important first. And just a small amount of time, sit with yourself. Even if it's for 5 minutes to begin. We have forgotten to listen to our own voices. Like we're so external, doing things outwardly. We have forgot to turn inward, where everything happens internally. So it's very important you sit with yourself. Meditation rakuna, there's so many meditation apps right now. Guided meditations are the best ones to start with. Okkare quiet ga kurchoni to encounter your thoughts and to confess your thoughts, it can be scary.
Yeah.
And I've seen people who can't even close their eyes and sit for more than 3 minutes. It's so restless. They become so restless, and we have lost complete stability of who we are, and we are working accidentally. Edo atla idaithe id chesidam ad chesidam. There's no awareness with which we are living our lives. So 5 to 7 minutes, sit down with yourself, use any meditation app where there's a guided meditation. Either YouTube lo kuda chala unnai guided meditations. Start with that, sit with that, and try to introspect your thoughts and emotions. Very, very important. So for me, it has done wonders when I started my inner journey. It complemented everything and enhanced everything by maybe 100% or 200%. I'm able to do a lot more with less sleep, because when you do your mental work and physical work, the repairing of the body is much quicker, because you're like literally like cleaning up your stress with your, working upon your mental health. And there's so much of clarity, there's no baggage like you're carrying, so you're like cleaning up. See, we catch so much stuff when you go talk to this person, ah, pani pani pani, there's so much we're carrying it. Before you start the day, you have to clean up and then start your day again. That's what it does. So it's very important to clear up that garbage or some stress that you're carrying from day one, to go into day two. Unless you clean this up, you can't go into day two, or else, as you rightly said, it'll keep adding. You'll have back pains, spondylitis. Every body manifests it differently. So some people might have bad hair fall, some people might have acne, some people might have neck pain,
Yeah.
back pain, or shoulder pain, or digestion problem. So it will manifest in ways that you cannot imagine.
సో దిస్ ఇస్ ద ఎనర్జీ ఐ గివ్ ఇస్, మీకు కోపం వచ్చినప్పుడు ఎవ్రీబడి రియాక్ట్స్ ఇన్ డిఫరెంట్ వే. కొంతమంది ఏడ్ చేస్తారు, కొంతమంది అరుస్తారు, కొంతమంది జస్ట్ షట్ దెమ్ సెల్స్ ఆఫ్. అట్లాగే బాడీ కూడాను ఇట్ విల్ మేనిఫెస్ట్ వాట్ ఎవర్ ఈస్ హ్యాపెనింగ్ ఇన్సైడ్ ఇన్ ద బెస్ట్ వే ఇట్ నోస్ టు, బేస్డ్ ఆన్ యువర్ జెనెటిక్ ప్రిడిలిక్షన్స్, యువర్ ఎన్వైరన్మెంటల్ కండిషన్స్. సపోజ్ యు ఆర్ వెరీ లైక్ సోరియాసిస్ ఉంటే, మీకు స్ట్రెస్ జరుగుతుంటే యువర్ బాడీ థ్రోస్ సోరియాటిక్ ప్లాక్స్ ఎట్ యూ. అండ్ ఒకవేళ అయితే ఏం లేకుండా హెయిర్ ఫాల్, లైక్ యూ రైట్లీ మెన్షన్, హెయిర్ ఫాల్ ఈజ్ వన్ ఆఫ్ ద biggest symptom of long-term stress again.
Yeah.
Acne, in anything your body, and slouching in once what I faced. So your body is going to manifest in the best way it knows to tell you, hey, listen, you're not internally doing well.
Yes.
Correct that. It could be your diet, mental like stress, edanna. So practices. How, if I'm a beginner again, take me through your sadhana and meditation routine. And if I'm a beginner, మీరు అన్నట్టు this is very true, this I also face on many days. Honest గా ఉండాలి మనం ఏదైనా సరే.
Of course.
3 minutes కొన్నిసార్లు I'm going through something అనుకోండి, ఓకే ఇదంతా too many things to handle, it is and you're confused, like అంతా పక్కన పెట్టి ఒక 5 minutes just meditate, you'll get clarity of thoughts.
Yeah, you're centered.
But 3 minutes, sometimes we can't pull that off. Like, వచ్చేస్తుంది. So for beginners or for people who are extremely restless, agitated, how do they start?
Breath work. Just simple anulom vilom. Breath is directly connected to your emotions.
Yes.
The moment you start deep breathing, immediately you can see everything change. The chemistry in your body changes, and then suddenly the mood is enhanced. Like, I've known best speakers before going onto the stage, they do breath work and go, because everything calms down. It's a science.
Yes.
See, this I embraced it so much, not as a spiritual practice. Spirituality is nothing but bringing more awareness. That is nothing but spiritual growth. And with more awareness, you are having more control on your body, mind. And that will make you be efficient. Like, you become more efficient in your day-to-day life.
100%.
So to begin with, just breath work does wonders. It is scientific. The more oxygen you're giving to your body, the more it settles down. Your blood is having more oxygen, so everything starts to balance out. So breath is directly connected to your emotions. So when you're feeling a crazy emotion, just hold yourself, go to a corner, do some breath, like 15-20 breaths, and see immediate, like magic, it works. So people who can't close their eyes and sit, on YouTube, there are many excellent simple breath work techniques that are given by some well-known yoga teachers. You can go search whatever you can do it and experience it for yourself. And I'm telling you that toxins, and that, when you have anger, there's a certain chemical that is produced in the body. A breath work, it will kind of calm down and clean up your system. It's poisonous. It actually does more harm to you. Getting angry is like you're harming yourself. It is the worst emotion, because it's the saying undindi. It was very, very interesting. So I read this quote somewhere. I'm sure you must have read it too. Beautifully said. Anger is the punishment that you inflict upon yourself for someone else's fault.
True.
Beautifully said. This was said when, like, hundreds of years back.
Yeah.
So
And
there
it is
is a
so true.
scientific fact to it. It's not a moralistic thing. It is a scientific fact because this is what is happening in your body. It'll harm your body, not the person whom you're angry at.
So, what is your sadhana meditation practices that you are into?
So I used to just first do breath work, and then I learned Isha meditation. I did my inner engineering course from Isha Yoga Center, and for me it worked wonderfully well. And I've been doing this from last no 13 years. See, when I say spiritual sadhana, spirituality is nothing but, like I have mentioned, it makes you more aware and aware and aware. So you becomes you, that's like nothing but you becoming a better person, and you're enhancing yourself and making the right choices, not by accident but with full awareness. So that is something that I cannot let go of, because once that happened, the choices I made when it comes to training or food or fashion or professional choices, the work I do, everything got mainstreamed or fine tuned rather.
Fine tune.
So it was working like magic for me. So then obviously there's no turning around and going back at it. That's why I keep talking about it. It only makes you a better person, and gives you absolute clarity as to what you want to do, what you absolutely do not want to do. It gives you the strength and courage to say no and stand up for what you believe is true. Adi, it's an empowerment. It comes from within. It's very hard to explain. It might sound very like a speech.
లేదా అది ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ అయిన వాళ్ళకి ఖచ్చితంగా
It
they
is
understand what you're saying.
empowering to another level. You can go sit in front of anybody, talk, try to say things that you used to get scared of to say it out, but you find a nicer way to say, like, you become so comfortable in your body and mind that there's no hesitation, there's no fear, there is no what will they think, I have to probably do it. There's no compulsion, there is no judgment. All these things start dropping off. Like all that jealousy, anger, all of these things drop off. So it's a beautiful space to be in, and you feel so empowered. That's why I love
Sounds so
growing up.
liberating.
It is, that's the right word. It is so liberating. So I tell everyone, and sometimes I feel like, itlana and convince cheyalemu. If you want to convince somebody, before only you think that, I'll convince car and convince cheyalenu. But with spiritual empowerment, you have a different strength to go sit with them and say the right things in the right way, to put across your perspective so they understand from their perspective. So all that strength, it's like it's so many multi layers that I can't really say it unless you feel it for yourself. But forget about all of that. That is a little too, like far fetched. But just to live happily, just to be joyful, just to enjoy your food peacefully, just to be able to play with your child, just to be able to sleep well, just simple breath work and then 5 to 10 minutes of meditation, guided meditation to begin with, will do wonders. But you need to pause, stop and pause, turn inwards, give yourself some time. Only when you give yourself some time, you will connect with yourself. We are not even connected to our own self. We don't want to confront our own thoughts and emotions. Like we just want to brush it under the carpet and say, okay, it's okay, I'm okay, I'm okay. That will cause a lot of harm. So you have to sit with yourself and introspect my behavior, my patterns. Avanta only when you time, if you give time to yourself. In fact, you're asking me this question at the time where you have a solution. I'm a Isha meditator, and Sadhguru launched this app called Miracle of Mind. He's made it so simple. It's just 7 minutes of meditation every day, and it can do wonders to you.
Wow.
So when he launched this app, immediately the downloads were more than 1 million.
Oh.
It actually broke the record of Chat GPT's number. So that itself is an indication that many people are wanting
to, yes.
something to hold on to,
Yeah.
to keep peace,
Yes.
to become peaceful, and to kind of manage their stress. So I strongly suggest, it's just 7 minutes, and it can't get any better than this, like simpler than this is what he said. And this is also given as there is a rise in suicidal rates among teenagers, బికాస్ టీనేజర్స్ సూసైడ్ అనేది మనం ఇప్పటి వరకు ఇట్ ఈస్ అన్హర్డ్ ఆఫ్. సో ఫండమెంటలీ the way we arrange the society is fundamentally wrong. టీనేజర్ అంటే ఎంత లైవ్లీగా ఉంటారు యూజువలీ. దే ఆర్ లైక్ ఆడుకునే వయసు, పాడుకునే వయసు, ఐ కెన్ డూ ఎవ్రీథింగ్ అనే వయసులో దే గెటింగ్ థాట్స్ ఆఫ్ లైక్ ఎండింగ్ దేర్ లైఫ్. అంటే దే సంథింగ్ మేజర్లీ రాంగ్ ఇన్ ద వెరీ సొసైటీ దట్ వీఆర్ లివింగ్ ఇన్. సో దిస్ యాప్ ఈస్ ఫ్రమ్ 11 years 10 years నుండి ఎవరైనా దే కెన్ డూ ఇట్. It is just 7 minutes every day you spend time with that app. It does wonders to you. It can be very transformational. So I think you should suggest this to your viewers as well.
Absolutely.
And it's very interactive, very interactive app. So it's fun also. And it's a free app. He wanted to offer it to people because it is a need of the hour.
Absolutely. And see, the thing is, everything ఇప్పుడు ఫిట్నెస్ గురించి కానీ డైట్ కానీ చాలా మందికి చెయ్యాలి అని ఉంటుంది. ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ వచ్చేసి ఒకటి కరెక్ట్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ఆర్ గైడెన్స్ లేక. ఇప్పుడు చాలా ఉన్నాయి వీడియోస్, బట్ ఏది చూసినా అరే ఇప్పుడు నేను ఏం చెయ్యాలి, స్టార్ట్ చేయడానికి ఏం చెయ్యాలి అనేది ఒక బ్లాక్. ఫస్ట్ థింగ్ ఇస్ కరెక్ట్ ఛానల్, సోర్స్ ఆర్ మెంటర్ దొరకకపోవడం. రెండోది టైం లేకపోవడం. ఓకే, సో నాట్ నోయింగ్ ద రైట్ వే టు డూ ఇట్, నాట్ గెటింగ్ ఇనఫ్ టైమ్ టు డూ ఇట్. బట్ ఐ థింక్ ఫర్ 7 minutes 5 minutes ఎనీ ప్రాక్టీస్ దట్ ఈస్ లైఫ్ ట్రాన్స్ఫర్మేటివ్, ఎవ్రీబడి విల్ బి ఏబుల్ టు డూ. అండ్ ఫ్రమ్ ద కంఫర్ట్ ఆఫ్ యువర్ ఓన్ హోమ్, ఆఫీస్ డెస్క్, వాట్ ఎవర్, 7 minutes.
And it's free. You're not even having to spend anything on the app.
I'm sure it will help millions of people if they're able to.
Like the aim is 3 billion. As Isha meditors, we want 3 billion people, half the population, to start closing their eyes for at least 7 minutes.
And ippudu, especially with all this instant gratification that is happening, I think there should be some time that we take for ourselves and do introspection.
Absolutely.
This is very then అయినప్పుడు మీరు అన్నట్టు we try to brush that under the carpet and like okay it's all fine. అది ఎప్పుడు ఎలా ఎక్స్ప్లోడ్ అవుతుందో.
You really don't. It's all building up in your body. One fine day it will manifest in the ways you can't even imagine.
For me, ఇప్పుడు this year for me that goal is that simple things like if suppose if I don't find my husband keeps saying that నాకు రింగ్ ఎక్కడికైనా పోయి కనిపించలేదు అనుకోండి, what is the first thing you do? You search for it, you think, you look for it and you finish that. For me it was like no తర్వాత చూద్దాంలే we'll put it ఉంటుంది ఎక్కడికి పోతుంది. So you're trying to just run away from the problem and not confronting it. And it ఎప్పుడో ఒకసారి చేయాలి కదా, you have to some time look for it. Instead of pushing it off, confront it, and one should have the strength to confront the fears is something that we have to, and I think meditation will definitely help.
That inner strength comes. That inner strength, and it can't be described. You have to feel it for yourself.
Ring is just a very silly small example, but there are bigger things that we try to run away from because we are
like wanting to talk to a relative that is misunderstanding you. Conversation avasarama.
But you have to do it sometime.
The more you wait, it might become more bigger than what it was in the initial stages.
True. So very quickly, 2 topics that I will touch upon. But anything more you want to add on about the sadhanas or inner well-being?
Consistency again.
I think it's like I think the theme of this episode should be consistency. In anything. But so we spoke about meditation and any other tips for mental well-being?
Mental well-being, even in your room, like make sure things are not cluttered. Keep simple few things. Even when your wardrobe, when you open it, should not look confusing and too much choice, because if you see even to think of what you're going to wear that day should be a very simple process where you're not giving out too much energy. It should be this. You should not have like too much to choose from, wherein you're wasting your energy there. So simplifying your life also does wonders. And what you're seeing in your room has to be clutter free. అక్కడ ఒకటి ఇది అది టవల్ ఇక్కడ పడేసి ఇక్కడ ఒక పెన్ అక్కడ ఇది అది కాకుండా keep it, what you see also is very important. It has to be clutter free. And also have some like a incense, like ఒక అగరబత్తి పెట్టడమో, like some soft music. When you walk into your house, it should feel like you've come to like your sweet spot laga. అక్కడ కూడా మళ్ళీ it should not be work, stress. At least the time you're going to go rest or sleep, the atmosphere should be like very calming and soothing. Maybe some diffuser with some oil in it, which gives some fragrance, or simple agarbatti if you want, like not the chemical one.
That's what I was going to say. Agarbatti eliginchalanna kuda manam 100 saal aloచింchali, because whatever it is,
cough you out.
Asthmas ఎక్కువ అయిపోతున్నాయి because of
best
this.
Is like maybe like a simple like what do you call oil.
Yeah, I think
essential oil.
essential oil diffuser
Diffuser is the
better. Or
best.
కొన్ని లైక్ ఇప్పుడు ఆర్గానిక్ ఏమంటారు సాంబ్రాణి
Ah, yeah, those
అంతా
are great.
ఒకసారి
Yeah.
those are fine.
Again, that also పని అనుకుంటారు. అది
ఉంది.
గిన్నె కడగాలి, అది చేయాలి, ఇది చేయాలి. సింపుల్, do something. Or even if చిన్న కాటన్ కి కొంచెం డిఫ్యూజర్ పెట్టుకుని పిల్లో పైన పెట్టుకొని పడుకునేటప్పుడు if you like have that
senses
fragrance.
are, yeah.
So that's calming your senses has to start from the time you enter your house, because it should be your space where you unwind and relax. అక్కడ కూడా క్లటర్ ఉంటే it becomes too. And one thing I tell you, keep giving away things that you're not using. Because our homes have become warehouses. Like what my grandmother owned, I'm probably owning like 20 times more than what she's owning. Okay, fine. Sometimes you need few things because you have evening wear, this way, that way. But what I'm saying is organize it in a nice way. That way you're not wasting energy, and then it doesn't, like stress you out in any way. And have a plant like that, oxygen, high oxygen, one plant in your room.
Yeah.
These little things you can add, and it can calm you down on many levels.
So one of the decluttering sessions లో what I learned is ఒకటి the common thing that we hear is మీరు 6 months ఏదైనా వాడకపోతే దాన్ని ఇచ్చేయండి అంటారు. But sometimes we might not be wearing winter wear in this 6 months of
That in fact recently I was talking to my friend. I said that doesn't work for women.
That doesn't work for us 100%. So what I picked up is so I did a session with one decluttering person.
Okay.
She's done courses on decluttering, and she helped me pick up a few things. So
Okay.
she said if suppose even if it's like 2 months old, sometimes you go pick up something thinking it's nice, but then you're not wearing, but then you feel ippude konnam kada ani. See, if a garment or something that you've bought is not giving you joy, give it up.
Same thing.
So that I think ఒక్కొక్కరికి ఒక్కటి హెల్ప్ అవుతుంది. సో ఐమ్ నాట్ సేయింగ్ ఇది రిటర్న్ ఇన్ స్టోన్ వర్క్స్ ఫర్ ఎవ్రీబడి ఏం లేదు. కొంతమందికి 6 months థియరీ మైట్ వర్క్. కొంతమందికి నాకు ఇప్పుడు అంత వింటర్ జాకెట్స్ నేను వేసుకుని ప్రాపర్గా ప్యాక్ చేసి పైన పెడతాను. బట్ వెన్ ఐమ్ ట్రావెలింగ్ అబ్రాడ్ సంథింగ్ ఐ మైట్ పిక్ అప్ దోస్ అండ్ ట్రావెల్. సో ఇఫ్ అ గార్మెంట్ ఈస్ నాట్ గివింగ్ మీ జాయ్, ఆర్ ఇఫ్ సంథింగ్ లైక్ ప్రతిసారి చూస్తాను బట్ ఐమ్ నాట్ వేరింగ్ ఇట్ అట్ ఆల్ ఫర్ వాట్ ఎవర్ రీజన్స్, జస్ట్ గివ్ ఇట్ ఆఫ్. I was able to 1/4 of my cupboard with that theory I could discard.
Yeah, trust me.
Sometimes it just
when you do that, you feel like some baggage is lifted off your shoulders.
Nijanga.
We've been and unnecessary baggage also we're carrying. So these little things, if you notice, and then give away, and then keep it simpler, condensed, minimal as to what you really want, and find the right person to give away, not throw it in the dustbin.
ఎంత మంది నీడి వాళ్ళు ఉన్నారు మన చుట్టూతేనే.
Find the right person who would enjoy wearing that and give them away.
And sometimes you're giving away not because it's torn or not because it's just because you're not wearing it anymore. It's in such good condition and shape. And ఇప్పుడైతే ఇన్స్టాగ్రామ్కి వెళ్ళి వెతికితే చాలా కంపెనీస్, ఏజెన్సీస్ అండ్ పేజెస్ ఉన్నాయి where
they're buying your old clothes. Some people, they don't want to give away until they can sell them
also. Yeah, and it's all a good way of passing it on to people.
Like putting it to use instead of just trashing it.
Yeah.
So that also really helps to declutter your mind.
Yeah. So sleep hygiene, one you said like make your surroundings clean and maybe some diffusers and all. Quickly, like top 3 tips for improving the sleep hygiene.
See, in summers I strongly feel you should have a humidifier. If you don't have a humidifier, because most of us are switching on ACs, and then it's stripping away the moisture from the air. And when everything becomes dry, your nostrils are becoming dry, like your sinuses are drying out, your skin is drying out, your hair is drying out, and it's not the same. Like, you wake up very different if you're dehydrated and there's no moisture in the air. So humidifier is a must.
It's a great tip. మీరు హైదరాబాద్లో ఉండి ఇది చెప్తున్నారు, బెంగళూరు వాళ్ళది you think we are in Bangalore. It's an essential part. Yeah,
it's very important because you wake up with dry nose in summer, especially when humidifier does wonders. And if you don't want to buy a humidifier, you just put a big flat, tambalam laga plate, fill water. By that morning, you feel that water is not there anymore. Like it's all out in the air.
Wonderful.
So humidifier is a must, and not printed bed sheets. Some people have the geometrical printed flowery. Flowery is still okay, pastels. But then don't buy busy looking bed covers and bed sheets, which kind of confuses, and like the psychedelic prints and like some 10-15 colors in the bed sheet. Those try to keep it pastel or keep it like one tone. That also immediately calms you. And the moment you see the bed, it just something dawns upon you, that some kind of a peace and wanting to rest. That's important. And temperature of the, it can't be too cold, can't be too warm. You have to set your temperature somewhere from 22 to 24 or 21 to 24, depending on how
Yeah.
everybody's body, temperature is. Hydrate before sleeping, but not during the night. It doesn't wake you up. And cotton clothes. Do not wear synthetic. It is the worst. Do not wear synthetic, period, actually, if you can.
In general also.
If you can, because it also start. I mean, you're a dermatologist. It's actually giving a lot of allergies.
Yes.
Especially if you're putting your children in synthetic clothes before 8 years, they are bound to have some kind of skin rashes, allergies, and the temperature of the body is going up by a
Yeah.
couple of degrees,
Yeah.
and your growth is stunted. Like when your body temperature is more than what it should be for a growing up child, it is interfering with how they're growing up, hormones, everything is interfering. So kids under 8 years, try to put them in just natural fibers. Before sleeping also, no tight innerwear,
Yeah.
underwears or upper, like inner garments have to be loose, again cotton, and what you're wearing has to be loose again, and natural fibers. So the skin has to breathe when you're sleeping. That comfort also improves the quality of your sleep.
అవును. అది ఏమంటారు బ్యాంబూ ఆర్ కాటన్ ఫ్యాబ్రిక్స్ స్కిన్‌కి టచ్ అయినప్పుడు దట్స్ ఎ ఫీలింగ్
Yeah.
దట్
And
కోజీనెస్
loose
ఇస్
fit where
జస్ట్
the energy has to flow.
Yeah.
Like తిరిగితే it's tight here, ఈ స్టిచ్ ఇక్కడ పట్టుకుంటుంది, ఈ క్రాచ్ ఇక్కడ పట్టుకుంటుంది. All that should not be there. You can be in 1-2 sizes big, but then be comfortable when you're sleeping. Mattress. Mattress can't be too soft where your spine is bending, because you're spending 8 hours. I tell them, even if you don't buy fancy furniture, invest in the best bed that is available, because you're spending one third of your life on the
Yeah.
bed, like 8 hours, 6 hours, one third of your life you're sleeping and on the bed. That investment is the most important investment that you can make. So make sure you're not buying cheap mattress, where you'll end up having spine injury, spine problems,
Yeah.
after years of sleeping in a wrong posture. So invest in the like a firm mattress, so that comfort is also there.
Yeah, it shouldn't be too hard. At the same time, it shouldn't be too soft.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
There's some
point.
amazing
Yeah.
mattresses that are available. Do your research for lumbar support and this and that, and then flip your mattress every 3 months. You can't be sleeping on like one side all the time. Like in 6 months rather, flip it. It's very important that you keep flipping your mattress, so you're not denting it in one particular place. That way your mattress will lasts longer, and yeah, your sleep is
Yes, these
better.
are all wonderful points that people generally don't think of. Also, especially the patterns on the bed sheet. మనకి చాలా చిన్న పాయింట్ లాగా అనిపిస్తుంది, but it will just play.
It does. Like when you turn around, like this one pink, yellow, green is seeing here one some sort of geometric print is happening.
This especially happens for kids' room. We tend to go over the board, trying to make it very colorful. The kids' room, that is what we
not
do.
See, you can have a throw over.
Yeah.
During the day, it can look colorful, but during the night, the throw over should be removed, and they should have something
very
more calming and pleasant.
I cannot let you go without, and being a dermatologist especially, Ganu, and viewers also will not agree if we don't talk about skincare.
Oh my God.
No, it's all just water, yoga, fitness ante ఎవరు ఒప్పుకోము. You
There
have to
is
tell us.
definitely.
Yeah.
After my sadhana, my skin improved a lot more.
ఉంటది. I'm not saying
yeah.
అవన్నీ ఉండదు అని. 100% when you're working out, you'll really
I'll tell you honestly, till 38, even till 40, I didn't have to do much. Just a simple cleanser, toner, moisturizer, day and night. And night serum. That's all I was using. Now 40s, magnesium,
Oh yeah.
retinol, C vitamin, glutathione, and that's it. Yeah, and the other regular thing, and then lot of facials, but something that doesn't involve somebody touching me on the face. Somehow I'm not very comfortable if someone touches my face. So mostly I do the Hydra facials, because as you start aging, your hydration is not the same like how it was before. So now I feel the need to do all that. So I do retinol, a very small percentage. I do it alternate days because my skin is super sensitive and it's very translucent. It's not very thick. So I tend to get the sunburns and then sensitivity. So I do alternate days. And I have a morning serum, morning moisturizer, evening serum, evening moisturizer with retinol on alternate days. And I do one C vitamin serum right after I wake up, cleanse, wash, cleanse, tone, C vitamin, train, and then come back and wash out. Because again, C vitamin also is sensitizing my skin.
Yeah.
So I just keep it for 2 hours just to kind of give that little boost of C vitamin, and that's it. And then twice a month, I do hydrofacials, and as I said, magnesium, glutathione, and what was that? Yeah, those are the supplements I take.
Yeah, I was getting to that supplements, but I will just ask that after the skincare. So that's all you do for the
Yeah.
skincare. No other.
Not really.
But I think that's a good
Hydrofacials, if
routine.
I have to do 3, 4, I'll do it because that really gives that,
Just a boost of
boost of
freshness.
freshness. Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. So any eye creams, lip creams?
Eye cream, I'm very lazy. Lip oil, that is doing good. Lip oils have become big now.
Yeah.
I think, again, hydration with that simple lip balm is not doing much. So I do lip oils right now. And then there's some lip scrub to like take off that layer
Exfoliate
and then,
and all.
yeah, exfoliate. I never heard of that. So every time you go, something the dermatologist suggests. And there are another thing someone suggested is Profilo. That's again hydration from inside. So
Inside.
that is what I do when I travel and I fly, because when you're in the flight, uh, you
Yeah,
become
it
even
sends
more
freaking water.
dehydrated.
Yeah.
And sometimes I do like that hydrating masks. I love. There's one rose mask. I don't know, black rose mask. I don't know.
Okay.
I know exactly where the counter is in Dubai. And then I go there and pick up. So that also does a lot of wonder. I just overnight masks. Like you just wear a mask overnight and then you're like brighten in the morning. And I do ice wash in the morning. I do cryotherapy. I do infrared healing. Red light.
How frequently?
Cryotherapy I do pretty much every day. I train with weight training.
Weight
I have a setup at home.
Home.
So
How many minutes you go?
3 minutes.
3 minutes.
Yeah, I've gotten used to it now.
Yeah, I can't go 1 full minute also.
Really?
వణికిపోతుంటా.
No, that's
I
very
need to
important
get-
because I
think to-
felt again recovery is much faster. Muscle inflammation is kind of completely, not
it
completely,
takes time
but
to get there.
what if it takes 42 hours? It probably takes 30 hours with
Yeah. But
cryotherapy.
I think with regular, you can keep pushing the time over a period of time and then slowly get to 3, 4
Yeah,
minutes.
3 I've gotten to 3.
Yeah.
And red light I do when your muscle is sore. I just sit in front of it for like 5 minutes each side, and that does wonders. And that also improves your sleep to another level. So that's what. That also I have a small setup at home, so I do that. I do all of that. It takes time, but then only from 40s I've been doing it more regularly.
This is the
because I
time-
feel it's needed.
Needed.
Yeah.
Supplements, you said you're on magnesium.
Magnesium.
That's
Magnesium, iron. And I do my blood work once in 6 to 8 months. And whatever is there, I kind of, you have to take supplements. Like D vitamin, sometimes 6 months it is perfect. The second 6 months it might go off. So then I have to add D vitamin. Magnesium is a must because I train on my muscle and everyday weight training. Magnesium is very, very important. Also enhances your sleep again. And iron, again, when it's dipping a little bit, I have it. And then I leave it, use it for like about 6 weeks and then
And then, it's like this supplementation, you're cycling.
cycling, yeah. And the simple things like flaxseed powder and those things are like, like those you add in your food and here and there, densify the nutrition. And that's about it. No fish oil. I don't take fish oil. A lot of people ask, do you take fish oil? But I don't.
Any reason why you choose? Because I'm sure you have the awareness and you have the medical guidance also. So any reason why you're not putting yourself on omega-3s fish oil?
I don't know. It just feels weird in my stomach. It doesn't suit me.
You don't feel good after taking
Yeah, it just somehow it's not. I'm not comfortable. Like it's sitting in the stomach. It just doesn't feel right to me. So I just.
So
stop
this is
it.
why we keep saying, see now generic understanding, or like now everyone is saying put yourself on omega-3s, take protein, take magnesium for better sleep and all of this. But I think it's very important, at least when you're a beginner, to consult a doctor and
Yeah.
see what
Oh, yeah,
supplementation you
definitely.
need. And then once you start taking, you see how your body is responding and then make a plan for yourself.
Absolutely,
And this plan is ever changing again with the changing needs of your body.
Yeah, because information keeps changing. What is approved, what is not approved. So you make your mistakes. You redo it, unlearn it. It is a process.
Yeah.
But don't overdo wherein you're getting affected by it. I mean, like small portions you try, test, feel, and then keep it or leave it.
Okay, the last segment,
Okay.
the rapid fire.
Okay.
What is your guilty pleasure that you're never going to give up for anything?
అట్లా ఏముంది?
ఏదో ఒక్కటి, ఇట్ కాంట్ బి ఆల్ పర్ఫెక్ట్ కదా.
Guilty, like there's not one thing I love. Like when I see a hot jalebi, I like to have a hot jalebi. When it's summer, I like a mango rasmalai. So like that, situation batti, what is in front of you, dan batti I like it. But there's not like adi lekunda nenu undalenu. That's never there.
ఫుడ్ అనే కాదు, హ్యాబిట్ ఆన్ అ డేటెడ్ ఆర్ ఓకే, లెట్ మీ రీఫ్రేజ్ ఇట్. వాట్ ఈస్ వన్ హ్యాబిట్ దట్ యూ వాంట్ టు చేంజ్ బట్ అనేబుల్ టు చేంజ్?
Reading. I used to read a lot, and now my reading has become really bad, but I'm trying. I'm getting there. That's the habit I want to inculcate more.
One health or beauty myth you wish will disappear?
Overhydrating, because people just like keep drinking water because they have to drink water, but you don't need too much water also. You just need enough water for your organs to work well, and then your hydration needs are taken care. So too much of a bottle petkoni every time the people will be sipping, that's something that is complete no.
If you had to choose between yoga or strength training
Ayyo, no.
for the rest of your life?
Strength training.
Thought as much. What is your comfort food?
My mom's papucharu with the onion omelette that she makes it and mixes with her hands and feeds me.
Oh god. ఈ సో చాలా మందికి దిస్ పప్పుచారు, కొంచెం కజిన్స్ ఆఫ్ ఇట్ లైక్ కిచడి, పెసరపప్పు, ఇది ఐ థింక్ దట్ ఈస్ ద మోస్ట్ కంఫర్ట్ ఫుడ్ ఫర్ మెనీ సౌత్ ఇండియన్స్.
Right, absolutely. And that too, my mother's papucharu is like one of the best, at least for me.
ఒకసారి పెట్టించాలి మరి, వీ వాంట్ టు టేస్ట్ దట్ టు.
Definitely.
ఇఫ్ యూ కుడ్ టెలిపోర్ట్ టు ఎనీ ప్లేస్ టు de-stress, వేర్ కుడ్ ఇట్ బి?
Isha Yoga Center.
వాట్ ఆర్ ది ఐటమ్స్ దట్ యూ జస్ట్ కాంట్ లీవ్ యువర్ హోమ్ వితౌట్?
Battery pack. And either a fruit or something to eat, and a bottle of water.
So the go-to snack box contains?
Dates, pumpkin seeds, few nuts, and then nut seed laddu.
Idi, so when you're talking about seeds, I got this question. Do you do seed cycling?
I do that seed ball. In that, I do seed cycling. Like sometimes it's made with pistachios, walnuts, almonds, and kajus. And then sometimes it's made with chia seed, flaxseed, pumpkin seeds, and sunflowers. So that laddus keep having different ingredients every few months.
One celebrity who looks way better in real life than on screen?
Amla garu. She's gorgeous.
Kada? Again, holistic wellness ki, she's also into various
Oh my God.
aspects.
She's my inspiration because
Avuna?
she mentored me. I know her from when I was 22. Right after I got married, I was introduced to Nag and Amla, and then we've been business partners since then. So the only people I used to meet were them. So my whole 20s was fully inspired and mentored by Amla. So she has a huge influence upon me.
Who you think in your circle is aging backwards?
I know a lot in my Isha Yoga Center. They don't look their age at all.
And is it just the meditation, yoga or diet that is helping them?
Yeah, because they are managing the body with very minimal stress. So the aging is very slow, and then the brightness in their eyes is like how a child's eyes glow like headlights. That's the kind of alertness to life they are having. So whenever I go to Isha Yoga Center, I get envious by how all these brahmacharis and other ma's are. They look so young, and they've been looking like that forever.
What is the obsession lately, especially in celeb circles? Is it biohacking, skincare, wellness routines? Biohacking.
Definitely biohacking. We've been talking about it a lot, but there's no courage to go for it. Since by the time it comes to India, it has to be like really, well read, and you need the right person and right people to do it.
So one final question. Like I said, you are fitness inspiration or wellness inspiration for many people. In your friends, like especially celebrity friends, if you have to pick up one actor, she or he, is true fitness freak ante, who is it? Yes.
Actors, it's definitely Nag. We have learned so much from him, whether it comes to discipline, eating right, like holistic approach towards fitness and well-being. And actors, I think Sam, because she keeps trying different forms of training, and she's doing all these action scenes. So she's training on multiple levels with different trainers, and even she's very well aware of what's happening in today's day and age. So
And she's also a true fit for yours holistically and cheppali ante holistic well-being paina. I
Yes.
think she's also somebody who is trying everything that's possible to improve one's health and wellness.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're right.
Wow, that was an amazing, long, lengthy session. But I think we need one more episode with you, because I don't think I'm still not very happy with everything that I think we can get more from you. See, the simple things that you spoke about, sleep hygiene, which is very practical tips.
Well, like that, if you take one subject, we can go deeper and
అదే
deeper and deeper.
I think we should do more segmentalize whole
Yeah.
thing, do more episodes on each thing, because నేను అడిగేది అదే ప్రాక్టికల్ టిప్స్ కావాలి మనకి, బికాజ్ అందరూ అది చేయండి ఇది చేయండి ఇచ్చేయండి అని చెప్తున్నారు, కానీ ఎలా చేయాలి and how we can simplify that is what I want to bring through these episodes.
Okay.
So I'm
Makes
hoping
sense.
people get to take away a few important stuff from this episode.
I hope so too.
And based on the feedback we get, I think we will have to call you back for more practical tips, and this time we will prepare for more practical tips and make more, I feel.
Okay. Yeah. See, when it comes to fitness, it's very hard to give tips.
I know.
But when it comes to diet and sleep and routines, it's more easier. But rightly, what we spoke, like I'll send you images, that way your
That we'll put
audience
that
can
up, yeah.
see and get a general idea.
Thank you so much, Shilpa garu. This
Pleasure is
was
mine
such
too.
a wonderful session. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
సో అదండి ఇవాళ ఎపిసోడ్. ఈ ఎపిసోడ్ ద్వారా మీ అందరికీ కొన్ని టేక్అవే పాయింట్స్ వచ్చాయని నేను ఆశిస్తున్నాను. అండ్ ఇఫ్ యూ హ్యావ్ ఎనీ ఫీడ్బ్యాక్, ప్లీజ్ లెట్ us know in the comments. అండ్ ఇటువంటి మరిన్ని ఎపిసోడ్స్ కావాలి అంటే కూడా నాకు కమెంట్ సెక్షన్లో తెలియచేయండి. అంటిల్ ద నెక్స్ట్ ఎపిసోడ్, యోర్స్ హోలిస్టిక్లీ డాక్టర్ ప్రియాంక రెడ్డి.